you say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it. Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still on the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm alive by the molding. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, independent, I never ever traded. You never know what is a star like another city, the driver's side fly. Wish I could large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube with viewing for free. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wondering what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Yeah, dude, don't say sports ain't going on. We got them OTAs today. We got them OTAs.
The fact that you call them OTAs.
We got them OTAs today, dude.
Yeah.
Running around in shorts. We got routes. We got sleds getting pushed. Kind
Well,
of.
there's a couple of things you can actually do for the skill positions. You can see, how well a receiver runs a route, how well a defensive back covers, how he breaks on the ball. Those are things that you can find out without pads.
Of course.
The trenches, it's a tickle fight.
You look in the huddle and you tell everybody in the huddle in November, you say to your receivers, just like May, baby. That's what you do.
No, you don't.
That's what you do. That's what they do in football.
No, you don't.
You sure Bernie Kosar never said that to you? You sure
I'm
that Dante
positive.
Culpepper never looked at Leroy and then you drew up a little impromptu and you say, hey, Leroy, just like May.
No.
You sure?
Positive.
I think that happened.
No.
Next time Bernie's on, I'm gonna ask him if he ever asked you that, or if he ever nodded to you, be like, "Hey, bro."
No, you know why? Can I tell you why?
Because he'll play into my shenanigans.
No.
Oh.
Because sometimes the relationship you have with a quarterback has nothing to do with the play that's called. You understand what I'm saying? Most of my catches were getting in the line of sight of the quarterback. It wasn't, okay, this is the route conception we got here, and if all else fails, you can just check it down. It was never, rarely was it that situation.
I'm not backing in a corner here, but that little connection of seeing things, was that ever worked on in May?
No, because it's kind of or here's why. Because it's kind of a flow of the game thing. Like, for example, if my responsibility was the slot receiver and their slot receiver tried to blitz from over the wide receiver, right? Bernie would say to me, if he comes, just miss him, and I'm going to throw it to you over his head, right? Whereas in May or June or even in camp, when that guy comes, I would stop and block him because that's my responsibility.
I got you.
And there's things that happen during. Now, what happens with receivers and quarterback is important because at any point in time during these camps, the quarterback can kind of see what's working or not and say, hey, instead of running this post, run a corner, right? If there's too deep, I want you to hook right over the ball instead of running through on a post. Those are things that could happen now with them, but that's coverage things. My situation was a little different because it was kind of game day stuff.
So you're saying like Malik Willis and Chris Bell, they can't link up on a play. Chris Bell takes it to the house and he goes, hey, check that out. You know what you just got served? A little Yaco Bell. Yards after catch. Did you get it, Brittany?
No, not initially.
Why not?
Brittany.
You have to explain.
Taco Bell.
Brittany, if you would be so
Why,
kind,
dude?
would you be so kind as to hit that button?
No, it's too early for that.
Got you.
-1.
Hey.
I was just
Hey. I went to the comments and they couldn't come out fast enough.
Everybody was using the comments, but absolutely not.
Dude, look, I appreciate you being back in studio today, but too soon.
Why, dude? Excited. Football. Man. Anyway.
Bob said, I still don't understand what he said 5 minutes ago.
Just like
OTAs, dude. OTAs.
We got them Otis today, dude.
I will say this. The excitement for when you're young to go to OTAs, to put on the stuff of your team and to be out there with veterans and stuff like that. Again, I was taken aback by the fact that I played with two guys whose first year in the league, I was 8 years old. Right? Put that in the context. I had to block Clay Matthews, and his first year in the league, I was 8 years old. It's crazy.
They had that Clay Matthews Bane juice back then, or was the pops all natural?
Let me tell you something. He was built like Bane. He wasn't built like none of his kids. So, but keep in mind, it was a family, because remember his brother played guard for Houston.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. He was a multiple Pro Bowler.
Dade South says you owe to know.
So that whole family has been, pro football players.
I can see it. That seems like the type of family they were doing Oklahoma drills at Thanksgiving.
And then I also played football with a guy who shipped me out of town.
With Ozzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just imagine that conversation.
What do you do?
Pack my crap and leave. What else there is to do? He was the boss.
But were you mad at him?
No. No, when sometimes things happen and it have nothing to do with your ability. I think that's the thing I was annoyed by, right? I was annoyed more by that than by the fact that I wasn't going to be there, and I just bought a house that wasn't built yet, and I was I had places in 4 different cities because of the stupid move to Baltimore.
Yeah.
But I didn't. It's football, right? Like, I saw my friends. Like, I saw Eric Metcalf get traded. I thought he would be a Brown forever. So
he would say just like May, because he plays into the bits.
No, he wouldn't.
No, I think you would.
I'm telling you, what we did during camp is make fun of the young guys.
John Jewell says, Baby Yoda and the Phantom Menace. Did you see it? Bruce Mandalorian?
Bruce Matthews was the O-lineman. That's it.
Wow.
Bruce was his brother.
Did you get to see Mandalorian this weekend?
No.
Oh,
you know what sucks?
It was good.
I got all excited. I told little baby Spoon, we're going to see this week. I'm not into that.
What?
Yeah. So Fonz will be here tonight.
Next time you're getting the invite with me and Tommy. You're going
right. Yeah. Come on. I'll bring the snacks.
Yeah. That's heartbreaking.
Hey, Brittany, I have cargo shorts just for movies.
I know. I remember you saying this.
I go in there sounding like a mariachi with all the candy shaking in my hand and my pockets.
It's the principle.
Huh?
I've taken a full Jersey Mike sub to the movies. So.
What? What kind?
Yeah. Well, it depends on what movie theater you go to, because if you go to the one at the Sawgrass Mall, we've gotten a pizza and walked in.
But what kind of Jersey Mike's sub? Because some can be pungent.
It was an Italian.
Oh,
With vinegar and
I don't do the vinegar.
Okay. Fair enough. Leroy, can we get a weather update brought to you by
Sure
Tornado
can.
Roofing and Contracting, helping homeowners stay safe in the storm season. Visit tornadoroofing.com for a free roof and window estimate.
because of all my outdoor work lately, my back being jacked up, hammies sore, hands and arms sore from all of the work I've done outside, I've realized one thing. The last few days have been extremely windy. As I look outside right now, it is breezy right now. Winds are, I can't tell which way the winds are blowing. I'm going to say they're coming out of the east, southeast. That seems to be the going wind at about 15 miles an hour, gusting over 20. There's going to be a chance of some passing showers like there normally is. It didn't rain this morning out here like it did yesterday, but it's that time of year. I keep saying that. And it's about 82 degrees.
All righty. Well, listen, he's a golfer. Do you have the weather up there, Brittany? Was he accurate? I think he's accurate. He's a golfer. Also, the headlines are brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay us with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Marlins got smoked by the Blue Jays 8-1. Got away from Sandy in the 6th.
Oh, what? He has one bad inning like every game now.
Dude, it like unraveled on him. He was cruising and then he was hitting everybody. Like it was there was Seeloff was saying this. He hit one guy all year. He hit 3 in the game.
Right.
Couldn't get anything going. And then former Marlin Jesus Sanchez, they do a mound visit. And you know a mound visit's bad when like the first pitch after a mound visit, Seeloff's like, yes, I didn't look too happy about that mound visit. Crack.
It's almost like he threw a meatball just to prove it.
I don't know. It was like, holy crap. That was, I mean, he hit the absolute snot out of that baseball.
Right.
And so that was enough Marlins for me last night once it got to 8-1.
Yeah, I watched it. It was 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. I was going back and forth, and then boom. I'm like, what the hell happened?
Well, they'll have the rubber match today. You'll be able to hear that on AM 560. That gets going today at 1:07.
Is that getaway day?
It is getaway day. Yes, they have the Mets coming up. I don't know. Do they play tomorrow? Is it a 4-gamer or do they have a day off? I know they have a day off somewhere along the road trip.
So game off Thursday, start on Friday. Most series, they're off. Very
tomorrow.
rarely in baseball do you get Friday off.
Probably means you'll see some Marlins on MLB Network tomorrow. Usually when you get that day off in New York, they do a little media. So
right.
You'll see that going around. And then in the playoffs yesterday, a couple things. The Knights, they are moving on to the Stanley Cup final. They swept the Colorado Avalanche 2-1.
Put some onion on that.
You should have, man.
I know.
You nailed it. You should have. You know, Hart he's been on a heater right now. They can't score on him. And the Tortorella, with his 8 games in the regular season, has taken a 39-win Vegas team to their 3rd Stanley Cup final.
Didn't the Marlins do that one year?
Do what?
Have a guy come in late in the season, they win I know it.
Jack McKeon came in around May. Not 8 games left.
Okay. All right. I got you. He came in early, though. Okay.
Yeah, he came in fair. They fired Jeff Torborg, and then McKeon took over, and that's when they took off.
Right.
So that was a little bit late. This is crazy what he's doing. But hockey's weird. Hockey, like they take those for they take those like little jolts, and you know, even like Stone yesterday was talking about it after the game, Mark Stone, their captain, and he's like, yeah, you know, we just, I guess, kind of needed it. You know, we believed in each other. So it's like, you know, I think it just kind of like gives the team a sense of accountability and whatnot. But
tell you what that doesn't work in football.
No, once you get fired in football, usually you're cooked.
When you change coaches in the middle of the season, I very rarely see it turned around.
Yeah, not like, especially not like this. I don't even, you know, if there's any.
The real SDI said Cats had more wins than Vegas this year.
They did. Well, the West was not as good. Though the West, first of all, President's Trophy, always a disaster.
Yep.
So, you know, Colorado keeps the curse alive. but the West was nowhere. Aside from that, like the West was nowhere near the East this year.
So you basically treated Colorado. I mean, Colorado kind of played it out like Detroit.
A little bit, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like when I watched them this year because I was like, holy crap, dude, they were so scary when I
Said
watched
the same thing about Detroit, but the only thing they said about Detroit was Detroit's young, and in basketball that can sometimes be a thing.
And then finally, the Thunder, they handled the Spurs yesterday, 127-114. Slow start, but they took over a lot of free throws in that game yesterday.
A lot of bricks too. Oh my goodness.
SGA, 32 points, 9 assists, and Wemby had a real stinker.
Oh yeah.
He had a real stinker. What was he, 4 of 15 yesterday? How's that possible? You're 8 foot tall.
No, because I mean he missed now tell me how frightening this is. He missed a few bunnies.
I know.
Like, I mean, right at the rim.
Would seem impossible at his height.
Right. But he was, I mean, for some I had to go get something to drink after I saw this. He got to the hoop and tried to do a finger roll.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Wemby. Let me go get something to drink on this one because, like, yeah.
Yeah.
They were playing European rules, guys snatching the ball off the rim.
Yep.
Nothing getting called. I was like, yikes.
And then you got Joe Mazzulla. He was named Coach of the Year. Why is this the last award that's given out? I'm very confused. That's like ending the Oscars with best costume.
And it's crazy because the reason why he got it was because of Jaylen Brown, but they celebrated when Tatum came back. Like, now we're back.
They love him. They love that Jason Tatum. All right, those are your headlines. We'll take a break. Lots to get to here on the program. We're back after this.
WQAM broadcasting live.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WM. Been loving clearing the throat in the microphone lately, huh, dude? That's been a thing.
As you were.
Sorry.
-1.
Listen, it's OTAs for everybody, all right? It's OTAs for everybody. It's May.
So I love the way the first text when you said OTAs is the Dolphins have the worst roster in football.
Wow.
That was the first thing I read. I'm like, and you know this, and let me say this. Some of the comments that people make, if you were that good at it, would have the job of the people making the decisions. That is something you cannot possibly know. Case in point, everybody thought New England would be better. Nobody thought New England would go to the Super Bowl. Now, things worked out, in their favor during the course of the year. But you just don't know.
I think it's probably the skill thing. People, it's a sexy league. People like big plays and things like that. And you're a one-star player on offense. Everybody,
but you don't know that.
No, you don't know that. But from the outside,
hey, did Rams fans know about Puka Nacua?
No, you didn't know about Puka Nacua, but you did know Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford had some cred,
right? And we have a new quarterback that hasn't been proven yet. There's a lot of new pieces. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's the worst before they've played a game, a down.
I saw one of those graphics yesterday. They did like worst rooms by position around the league, and the Dolphins had 3 of the worst rooms. They had the worst wide receiver room, the worst tight end room, and the worst DB room, according to SB Nation.
Now, I would say this.
But I don't know who's reading SB Nation anymore, to be fair.
But I would say this. A lot of those positions are because you have a lot of unproven players.
Yeah.
Because they can't play. What I would say about the tight end room, I could say that on a number of teams because they don't use the tight end. So it isn't deemed to be.
Tight end's making a comeback, though.
It's making a comeback, but the way it's making a comeback is twofold. You got your beast that can play on the end of the line of scrimmage and create mismatches with the linebacker. A lot of teams don't have that one guy, say young Travis Kelce, where I can split him out, put him on the end of the line of scrimmage. There's only a handful of teams, Kittle. There's only a handful of teams that have those guys, right?
Yeah, the dude from the Cardinals, wasn't he like 4th in receiving last year?
Right. What about is it Waller? The kid from Penn State.
TJ Warren.
TJ
Warren, Brock Bowers.
Right. So, but then you have the guys that basically play slot receiver, right? Those tight ends who are just big ass wide receivers. Mm-hmm. So if you're comparing that room to those guys, it's not even close. But you're not comparing these guys to that offense.
A lot of people are saying that Greg Dulcich is the Travis Kelce of Miami Gardens, though. Great hair.
It never fails. I could give.
He does have great hair.
Wait, Brittany. This is what it's like.
Everybody wonders why
I go at it. I give football information.
Yeah.
How things work to kind of reassure people, like to just chalk that up now in the May is really not fair because you don't know how they're going to be used and whatever. And he follows it up with that.
Greg Dulcich is the Travis Kelce of Miami Gardens.
Can you possibly understand why at times I get very irritated at this man? Everybody's like, why are you so mean to Tobin? This is why. This is why.
Why, dude? RV Richard says great hair translates into how many catches?
Thank you.
I don't know. It doesn't hurt, though. You would agree it doesn't hurt. I know Brock Bowers has got an awful hairline, and he's a monster. But, Warren's got great hair. And, I think that led to it. Joe Rose at one point, it still has great hair. But I think when he was in his playing days, that was a nice head of lettuce under that helmet. So I'm just saying, I like a tight end with good hair.
All right.
It doesn't hurt. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, Kittle has a lot of hair, but it looks terrible.
Oh, yeah. He looks
so dirty.
Yeah,
he might be the cleanest guy on the team. You wouldn't know based on what you see on Sunday.
He looks like he brushes his teeth like Bryce Harper.
Ew, don't bring that up.
We got a little health updates here from head coach Jeff Hafley. First on De'Von Achane, who is still rehabbing from injury last year.
De'Von Achane did not work last week or last OTA. He was on the side working with trainers. Will he be a full participant today?
No, he's still recovering, and he will not be a full participant today.
And can you tell us what he's recovering from?
Yeah, sure. I mean, last year, if you remember, he missed the last game of the season. And he had something in his shoulder he had to get cleaned up, and he did that. And, he's rehabbing right now. He's doing well, and you'll see him out there. You'll see him out there doing some drills and doing some running around, and you just will not see him in full team drills.
So you that's funny. So he should have just said no. Like say, hey, Perk. This is what I would have said. Ask me the question.
Coach, we didn't see De'Von Achane working last week. Will we see him this week fully?
No. We just gave him all that damn money. We ain't risking it.
Let's see if
we just signed a $45 million contract, and you want him doing push-ups and running around in May?
Spoiler alert, he's still fast, guys.
Right.
We don't need to prove that he's more fast.
Oh, my goodness. I tell you what, I didn't get my shoulder cleaned. They told me just rehab it. I came back strong as an ox, right, from my shoulder injury. The first play of camp, I lifted my arm up, and then I couldn't lift my arm for the rest of the year.
Why, that happened to you with that, and then the ribs where they thought you were back, and then the trainer broke it.
But that was during the season. It's different when it's during the season.
Yeesh.
During the season, I always thought, and I guess it's just the nature of it. Oh, I don't have any pain. I can play. Right? It don't mean you're not injured. It just means it don't hurt. And then as soon as you go back out there, you go, uh-oh. Because when I thought it felt like I broke all my ribs. I've been hurt. I've been hit. Like I've been knocked out. When I got that stretch and my ribs crunched, I thought I literally broke all my ribs. They had to go get x-rays to make sure I didn't puncture anything.
It sounds like something would have been punctured.
Yeah, no, it was basically, so what happened is when you break your ribs, I've showed you the lumps. You get cartilage. The cartilage builds and kind of reattaches the ribs, right? I did some kind of stretch where it snapped again. So, yeah, that was fun.
Perk also asked him about Austin Jackson and his health, which is always a question mark.
And Austin Jackson, he's another one who we saw out there. He didn't participate. Will he participate today?
No, he'll be doing the same thing. He's still working. You got to give Austin a lot of credit. Last year he hurt his foot, and a lot of guys in that situation would have opted to have surgery and got something done during it, but he battled through it. Even through the end there, he fought through it, and I gave him a lot of credit for that. And he obviously had that fixed, and now he's on his way to getting better as well. So you got two injury questions back to back and two similar answers.
Wow.
And it's May.
Yeah, but you would agree, Austin Jackson. You always got to keep tabs.
Yeah, and one of the things that I get on you about is just because a guy returns from injury doesn't mean he's healthy. It just means that he's well enough to play. And the level of play you're going to get might not be the best of his ability, but it's good enough to be in there. And we don't know that. We don't know the level of that to where we're critiquing and grading based on 100%. And usually coaches or football players or anything like that won't come in after the fact and say, yeah, I was hurt. They don't never say that. So we just attack. So the fact that, just imagine being as big as he is, playing, was a right tackle, correct?
Yes.
And having a foot issue, having to block somebody off the edge.
Yeah, I'm sure it sucks, but it is always a concern with him because he is always hurt.
Yeah, that's the, you know what, in football's a little bit different than, say, basketball, in that I've known guys that played fine, banged up, depending on what the injury is. We've seen linebackers with billy clubs on their hand. They had surgery 2 weeks ago, and they're playing, and they can run around and just hit people hard. They just can't catch, right? We've seen it. It's hard to determine, either one, if you could play with that, or two, what is he experiencing while he's playing with it. I will say this, though. You're right to this point. Dude always has something.
Yeah, he's a little bit like Teron Armstead.
Right. And so from that standpoint, but is he as tenured? Is he as good as okay.
No.
So let's also consider that.
Does Greg Dulcich look more like a tight end or more like a yoga instructor at an adults only resort?
You know who he reminds me of? The wide receiver.
Hollins.
Yes.
Yeah, he does look like Mac Hollins.
Yes.
Except I think less annoying. Yeah,
but they look damn near the same size, don't they?
Yeah. No, they do.
Oh no, now he doesn't. It's just the hair.
It's the hair. But his hair is better, I think, than Mac Hollins is. And he's got the mustache.
Dude, he literally looks like I need to go and get my yoga mat.
Yeah.
and he's gonna light the incense, and we're gonna sit in a room, and
he's just getting a little too comfortable with the stretching. Like he
he's the guy that walks around the room helping all the hot ladies.
Yeah.
It's your cheek. Okay. It's going well. It's going well.
Now we're gonna get downward dog. That's it. Extend. Yes, really get that rump up in the air. That's it. Good position. It's not my fault he looks that way.
Dude, says Kumbaya. Tuesday says he looks like a French masseuse. No, for sure. Like this guy, This guy definitely looks like he has.
Oh wait, what was that? What was that movie? Couples Retreat. That guy.
I gotta see that.
If you see Couples Retreat, it's more of along how he acted, right? If you see that movie, yeah, the instructor, but yeah.
Harvey Rich says Hank Azaria did that role, the scuba instructor.
Yeah,
remember that in Long Came Polly?
Yeah,
it's great hair though.
But now here's the other question. Put the picture up. Without knowing, if I asked you what position he played, what would you say?
I think I would say tight end or some type of special teams something.
Special teams guru, right?
Yeah, something like that. But he flashed a little bit last year. He was a nice little player. You know?
You know what? I think sometimes
he didn't have those Julian Hill rhino hands.
That you bet every week. How you wait a minute. Let me get this straight. A guy you says have rhino hands, you bet $5 at anytime touchdown every week.
Oh my God, he does look like the Couples Retreat masseuse.
Yeah.
It's what is his? He's a famous singer too. Oh, Carlos Ponce. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's right behind Jason Bateman right
Yeah,
there.
no, he's a hilarious character in that, and that's exactly what he
That
looks
is
like.
what
That's
Greg
it.
Dulcich looks
That's
like,
exactly
dude.
what he looks like.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. I don't. I'm hesitating saying this.
Careful.
His name would indicate that he's more intangible.
Yes. Well, I am definitely like, I'm looking at some college pictures of him, and I'm like,
That Florida sun got him.
something got him.
We got nothing to do. I'm sorry, Dolphins. I'm sorry, Dolphins.
No, I'm not apologizing at all.
we got nothing to do.
I'm not apologizing
We
at all.
have spent 10 minutes on Greg Dulcich.
How dare you say it's the worst tight end room's SB Nation?
Here's the and I'll tell you, I'll give you an example. So one of the big offseason signings for the Browns one year was Andre Rison, who had just come from Atlanta. He had consecutive 100-yard receiving years. That's where we were, right? Everybody got excited. And the first thing we said in the offensive room is, hey, don't get frustrated. 100 catches here up north might only be 70 catches. Don't get frustrated. It doesn't mean that you're failing if you don't have 100 catches. And that was a hard thing to do because you're taking a perennial 100-catch receiver and putting him in an offense that is more run-oriented and uses their tight end. And it became a problem. What's wrong?
Nothing on the radio, and the thing just fired off for no reason. That was weird. You okay, Brittany? It's something like
I didn't do that, but what's even more perplexing is that on the wide orbit, it still says like that we're on air, and the commercials have not started playing.
we're under attack.
Yeah.
I don't know
Do you
what's
want
going
to, before we go to break, because we're way over here, being distracted by Greg Dulcich, do you want to see non-long-haired Greg Dulcich from college? Because
no, really, he got a fresh cut like you.
No, he loses all his aura. Like, he's just not the same.
Whoa!
Greg Dulcich.
I got to tell you, and don't take this the wrong way. Not an ugly man.
No, not an ugly man, but he doesn't have the aura of the hair and the mustache.
I mean, he is kicking that porn stash.
He's just like, that's when it just became an idea in his head. He goes, I think I'm going to go with this look. This is going to be my thing.
He was probably 12 in that picture.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Cigar lovers, we got a chance for you to win sold-out VIP tickets to Drew Estate's Florida Barn Smoker this November. Throughout the day, you'll enjoy premium and VIP cigars, curated food and beverage experiences, food trucks, drinks, and more. To enter, text the word Barn Smoker, all one word, Barn Smoker, to 20357. Text Barn Smoker to 20357. BARNSMOKER, Barn Smoker. Text that to 20357. Must be 21 plus to enter and attend. Valid ID required at registration. Miami Dolphins going to be back on the field in Miami Gardens today for another set of OTAs, or as we like to call them on this show, the OTAs.
You're the only one that does that.
No, it's going to catch on, dude. People are going to start calling
not.
it the OTAs. They're going to. No, they will. Don't say that they won't, because you don't know that yet. You don't know that yet. Did you see, Leroy? You see this story about the Texas Tech QB?
Yeah.
So apparently he was denied eligibility after he went to gambling rehab. He bet on a bunch of teams. He bet on Indiana when he was the backup.
Right.
Then he flourished at Cincinnati, and then he got caught, and then he went to rehab. He was in running to be one of the Canes went after him. He was one of the guys the Canes were going after. Dodged a bullet. My God. But he's got, I guess, one more court date that's coming up, I think, next month. But it appears like his college career might be over, and he might be ending up in the NFL supplementary draft, which I didn't even know was still a thing.
What was still
that the supplemental draft? It's
still.
I didn't know that was still a thing. I didn't know. I didn't know they still did that.
You know who went in the supplemental draft?
Bernie. Yeah, Bernie. That was back in. But I don't like. Is it a thing anymore? I don't really recall it. Like, I would feel like anything football, they try and make a big thing, but they're probably all a bunch of players.
Here's when you would do it. If you know a team that needs a certain position, right, and you were graded high, but you decided to return, and they never got that player, then if you have representation, and now it should be easier now because you have an agent with your NIL. So they can kind of get feelers out there and have an idea of what's going to happen or whatever. I don't know if he were to go in the supplemental draft.
Which, by the way, it says no player has been selected since 2019. That's the last time a player's been selected.
Yeah, because everybody goes in the draft.
Nobody gets so this is not a route a lot of guys go, but also this is not a common type of thing where a guy's eligibility.
Right, because you lose your pick next year.
In that round?
Yeah.
Or whatever round.
In that round. Whatever round you take him, you lose that pick next year.
That's a fun game of chicken.
Yeah. It's happened though. I almost did it.
Because you were late on deciding? Or you were going to leave late after your second year?
Well, it was my third year. I went 4 years to Michigan.
Okay, so you would have left early. You were
after
thinking
my third year.
After your third year, you were
instead
thinking
of my fourth year. Right.
Well, and what made you think you were going to leave early? You just got sick of them?
I just like the iron was hot. Right. I had just came off a hell of a game. Everybody was kind of praising me. I was like, why not do it now when your stock is high? And I, really wanted to play college football one more year because I thought we were really close. So it wasn't even about going to the NFL for me right there. It was like, dude, when you get in that room with those guys that you all went in at 18 years old, and now you're all 21, and you've all built kind of this relationship, and like that's a hard thing to leave to go start over again.
Handsome Naffy says Terrell Pryor, last notable person I know who's in the supplemental. Yeah, was that was he the tattoos, or is that?
Yeah,
was that
was the tattoo year?
He was tattoos, and then like he also got banned, so he got sent later. Right. You don't remember that Brittany? You don't remember Ohio State had a whole thing This is how far we've come with NIL. Is a bunch of players got suspended for getting tattoos.
Coach got fired, right?
Coach got fired. Yeah, Jim Tressel with his sweater vest got fired.
Yep.
No, I don't remember that actually.
SDS is the Cowboys with the LSU alignment. Did they take him in the supplemental draft? I thought they signed him as a free agent.
No, what happened is he was supposed to be a first round pick.
Yeah,
and he
Lyle
went
Collins, right?
Yeah, and he went undrafted, and the Cowboys gave him a ridiculous contract.
Yeah, but he didn't. I don't think he was supplemental draft.
No,
I
he
think
wasn't supplemental. He was just a free agent.
I remember because the Dolphins were trying to recruit him. That was the thing. Like the Dolphins, I think Mike Pouncey took a private jet, and it was too late. Jerry had already wined and dined him at the mansion.
That was crazy, right? Like,
Yeah.
you got more money than half your draft.
Crazy, yeah. And you got to go. You got
to go wherever you wanted.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people think the draft is stupid. They wish that it was like that. You could just
It's
go
not
where you want.
The draft is not for the kids. The draft is for the league. You need a draft because the theory behind the draft is the better players make the worst teams better. And if you want parity, you do it that way. Also, it would be difficult to do when you have a salary cap on rookies. So I would best, if we did, just a free for all, there'd be teams that would be giving these crazy contracts.
Oh yeah,
to rookies, but still, and that would be the only guy they could sign. So how would that help?
I don't know. No, there is a system I'm sure you got to have with there being a salary. If there was no salary cap, who cares?
Right.
But because they have all these mechanisms, yeah, you're not going to pay whoever. You're not going to pay Sorsby if somebody wanted to pay him $15 a year because they just thought, hey, he's better than Arch Manning.
Right.
So.
But there's a lot of situations that, like, also what about trades? There's a lot of trading. I think the system works great the way it is, and it keeps you are more interested in football this way. What if it was like college and you recruited and you did it that way? Like, you lose interest in that with,
Maybe, but I think and maybe this because the Canes have been good at this, but I think that's kind of the fun of it now is like you have these fever pitch recruitments for star QBs,
right?
That are going on right now. I think that's kind of fun. Yes, it's lost some of the spirit of like seeing a guy grow up in your system, but it is fun. It has added to the Wild West.
And then I always wonder, like, when you have like a quarterback that's going to play behind a guy, if you didn't have that draft situation or where you drafted and whatever, would teams ever be able to afford doing that? So would Patrick Mahomes been able to go 20th or trade up and go 10th to Kansas City if you already had a starting quarterback and you really needed to spend your money on an O-lineman, right? Like, it just kind of changes because
it depends on the cap situation. Like if you abolish the cap, then I mean they're all worth $1 gazillion. Like they could do it if they want. Like imagine if Stephen Ross had no rules.
Oh my
Stephen Ross got more money.
Jerry Jones, he'd be the Yankees.
Yeah. So there would be teams that would be tough for, and then there would be teams where like it wouldn't matter.
But I would say this: if there was no salary cap and Jerry Jones could spend as much money as he wanted, he would still screw it up because most organizations that make bad decisions under any circumstances.
Look at the Mets.
Right. Exactly.
Take a break. Get you caught up with your headlines. Back after this. Welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Headlines brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less for the price Cito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. As right now, Miami Dolphins continuing the OTAs. Set 2 of the OTAs. Mini camp is in June. This is just a little OTAs warm-up. You know? Walk around. It's like pigs in a blanket getting walked around a cocktail party. Oh, would you like some individual drills? Oh, I think I would. A little beef Wellington, you know? You want to see an offensive lineman hit a sled? Oh, yes, I would. That's the OTAs, dude.
Will you stop?
Jeff Hafley, he spoke to the media today, and he spoke about Jonah Savainaya and moving to the right side if he looks more comfortable in the early goings. Here's what Jeff Hafley had to say on that.
He seems more comfortable there, you know, talking to Zach and to Matt. You know, they seem to believe that he's more comfortable there, but it's also year 2 for him. So he's going to be more comfortable, period. Whether he played on the left side, whether he played on the right side, he's got more cumulative reps and muscle memory on the one side. And is it a mental thing? Is it a physical thing? If you ask Jonah, he feels good on the right side. So whether it's mental, whether it's physical, whether it's confidence, whether it's year 2, our job is to make sure he has a better year than he did last year, and what you would expect going from year 1 to year 2.
All right. There you go. They did the old shuffle. They got Caden Proctor playing on the left side on left guard. He was asked by Omar Kelly about the idea of getting Caden Proctor some tackle reps if Austin Jackson's out. And this is what Hafley had to say on that idea.
Yeah, there's things we can do an individual and do that. So he's working the fundamentals of the technique, whether it's pass protection, whether it's in the run game. But when we're just talking about schematically learning the playbook, we believe that it's his best bet not to overload him like we were just talking about, to try to learn too much. And then when it comes down to actually having to play it, you're not ready to play anything. I've been a part of, and I've even made the mistake in my past of you take one player and you say, all right, I'm going to teach him this position, and then you start playing him, and it's like, man, that's not fair what we just did to that guy. He's not ready to play. He didn't get all those reps over and over again. We're really limited in what we can do right now. I mean, OTAs is not training camp. I mean, you guys saw practice. I mean, it is what it is. I respect the rules, and we're going to follow the rules of OTAs, but this isn't like, let's go run the ball and be physical and get all those reps. So the minimal reps that we get, we just believe it's best to get him comfortable playing football again. And then we can certainly do that. I respect the question. I think it's a good question. But we got to be mindful of how much to throw on these guys right now.
Anytime you say I respect the question, means I'm not really going to answer it.
It's tough asking football questions of a position where there's really no indication of how you can play said position. Right?
Yeah, right.
That's a tough spot for everybody. But what you can do this time of year is, first of all, everybody on the team is learning a new playbook. Everybody on the team is learning a new scheme, which helps the young guys because you're on the same level, not maybe as talent and technique wise, but you're on the same level as learning. So you can show that, hey, I can pick this up just as well as the veterans. The other thing is you're going to work on basic techniques. So you're going to work on, offensive linemen, getting your head up, getting your arms out, those first steps, not crossing over, not doing stuff like stepping on the quarterback if you pull. Like, these are the things you're going to work on. Once you get into camp, then it becomes, how can you apply all that stuff to your abilities to play football? So while all these guys are learning all these different positions, the body type that's going to be in front of you is going to test your athletic ability more than anything. if you're playing on the outside, left tackle or right tackle, and that means you're mostly dealing with pass rushers, right? If you're playing inside, that means you're dealing with behemoths inside. You're learning to work with the center. So all these different techniques are easy to learn with no pads, but until you get to the physicality of it, you don't know what that guy can do. And so what he's saying is, I'm going to make damn sure he knows this one position so we can coach him up on that before we have him playing multiple positions with multiple techniques.
Yeah, having him go to figure out the contingency plan, even if it is reasonable because Austin Jackson's always hurt.
Right.
You got to get him to at least be where you think.
Right. You got to learn home base first. Right? You got to learn how to play that position first. It's like everybody thinks, and I use baseball. Everybody thinks it's so easy. Just take a catcher and put him at first base. That requires some training, some knowledge of that position. It's easy to just hit balls at him. It's easy to just, work on.
Come on, Dorn, enough of this ole bleep.
Right. But then when you actually get into a game, something as simple as tossing the ball to the pitcher, you ain't never done that. Now, have a guy running down the baseline that's fast and that speeds up. These are all things that, you have to learn. You know the technique, but your abilities have to show that you could do it. So when these guys play multiple positions, one of the reasons why it's easy for guards to play center is because in most cases, those guards were centers, right? It's a little bit different to move a tackle to guard. So,
yeah,
there's a lot of stuff they got to work out. They haven't gotten into the machinations of if a guy gets hurt, what are we going to do? Can he do this? Like, they're just learning the offense right now. It's been, day 2?
I mean, it's probably like day 8, but they don't get they don't get a ton of reps. They don't get a lot of time out there in the field.
Exactly. They're just doing technique drills. And it's crazy that we're now asking, like, they ain't hit a person yet. And we already asking about what's the contingency plan.
Hey, it's a fair thing because if you're not
it's a fair
here,
thing because we know Austin Jackson.
He might get hurt. You might want to just think about it. Think about it.
I'm more than sure those meetings, those first meetings, when they decided who to put at what position, I'm more than sure that all these things were discussed and the contingency plans were okay. That's why I tell you, sometimes the most important lineman is the lineman that's not even playing, but can play 2 or 3 different positions. Right? You make fun of me about that. But we had 2 guys on our team that I played with for 3 years that only came in to play to fill a void because we had a really good offensive line. And then when those guys started leaving, then they got to play.
It's like hunting, dude. It's not about the gun that you have. It's about setting the traps to get the bear.
What?
You leave a little scent there. You lure the bear there.
No,
always cover your base.
You don't hunt. So you don't shoot them when they're in the trap.
No. I'm talking about like laying it with like some scent to bring them on out. It's nice to have a gun, but if like there's no bear action, then what's the point? It's like chumming the water.
Krispy Kreme.
What?
If I wanted to bring,
such a bastard. I thought of you yesterday when I was watching the Marlins game because this Jeff Nelson's a lot like you because like he likes baseball, but I tell you one thing that Jeff Nelson likes more than baseball:
eating
food.
Yeah.
And anytime they start mentioning food, he's like, "Oh," he goes, "Let me tell you." But he starts. They were talking about $1 hot dogs.
$1 hot dogs, and they had. Did you see the person in the stands that had a count?
Dude, I saw that, and then I saw Jeff Nelson. They would go to a poor lady, and he goes, "Wonder how many she's had." I was like, Jeff Nelson. I'm like, if that is not Leroy Horn to a T right there. Weather's brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storm rolls in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate. Currently in Miami, 85 degrees, cloudy, and those pretty much all day. It's going to be cloudy, 85 degrees. Wind gusts could get up to 21 miles per hour. 73% humidity right now. But doesn't look like we're going to be avoiding rain today. At least that's what the forecast says. You never know down here, huh? Head on the swivel.
They always expect rain this time of year, even if it's a passing shower. When they talk about rain, they talk about that rain that you know is coming. But it's always going to be a spotty shower here and there this time of year. It might not last long. It might be heavy, and then it just goes away like nothing happened.
We'll take a break. When we come back, it looks like another team could be emerging in the competition for Giannis. We'll get to that coming up next. The great George Lopez is coming to Hard Rock Live on June 11th, and you can win a pair of tickets for your chance to win. Be listening today at 1:20 p.m. And if you can't wait to win, you can purchase your tickets at casino.hardrock.com/Hollywood and check out George Lopez. Yesterday, the Thunder handled the Spurs 127-114. So that's a 3-2 series lead for OKC. The NBA Finals get going next Wednesday, and you guys could check that on out. In the meanwhile, the Cavs were bounced. So yesterday, a lot of the fodder nationally was, hey, what are the Cavs going to do?
Wow.
To that, their answer was, we're going to bring back Kenny Atkinson. Why, I don't know. But they're bringing back Kenny Atkinson, who thinks analytically there's a game 5 tonight. I mean, there were some buttes coming out of those guys. James Harden's like, we were dominated, but I think we were the better team. Their coach is sitting here being like, analytically, this is a 2-1 Cavs series. Lot of stupid things being said by them. Then I saw some quotes by Donovan Mitchell. I got to be honest with you. Any interest of Donovan Mitchell from Old Tobes? I think's out the window now.
No, stop lying. Stop lying. So why do you do this to yourself?
There are some things that as a judgmental call, you just look at things and you're like, you can't think that. And he had some doozies on James Harden, and I was like, if you think that, I don't know if I could trust you as a franchise player. And that's where Donovan Mitchell is with me right now. So I don't think I can trust him. He's off the list.
Tobin.
As
your friend, stop.
Why?
Because if Pat Riley said we traded for Spider, you're going to be doing backflips.
I don't know. I don't know.
Stop.
I don't know.
As the franchise player, is it not his responsibility to defend his teammate?
Not like that. Not like that.
What is he supposed to do? Just
be
call
like
him out and call him a fat bum like you?
Well, you got to accountability is important as a leader.
Yeah, but like you can handle that behind closed doors in front of the media, cause more of a stir.
Hey,
you can't say things like he changed the game and we love James. Like you just can't say those things after a series like that. What?
Dolphin Kane said it best. It's like when the Boston Celtics were saying the Heat only won one quarter.
Yeah, I said that yesterday. I was like, what do you mean, dude? Like you can't say those types of things. It's just crazy to me. Oh, he said, I think we ignore leadership. I think we ignore the human, the character of who he is. We ignore the empowerment he gives people. I think we also ignore greatness. This man changed the game. No, he didn't. What did he change? Steph Curry changed the game.
That was also 10 years ago.
Okay. I mean, they're the same age.
No, but I'm saying he ain't that now.
Right. I'm just like.
Changed.
Yeah, he changed. Who cares, Donovan Mitchell? So I thought that was ridiculous. It really was a red flag against me. You want to talk about character issues? People talk about John Morant has character issues. Apparently, Spider does too. I'm just saying. If tit for tat, John Morant may make more sense. That's all I'm saying.
Are you There's just no way that you're comparing what John Morant has been through to anything that Donovan Mitchell has done.
Been through, maybe not, but how they think currently, John Morant may have changed.
No.
If you currently think this.
Can I just say this? I cannot believe what you're saying about Harden and then just dismissing about Ja.
Well, I'm not dismissing it.
You are.
I'm not dismissing
You are.
Quite literally just dismissed it.
So James Harden gets to make all the mistakes in his world.
No, nobody said that.
Not trying.
Nobody said that.
Chance after chance. John Morant's not given a second chance on a new franchise?
No, we all collectively agree about your takes on James Harden. That's not the point here. The point is you can't compare the trouble that either Harden nor Mitchell have gotten into, which Mitchell hasn't even done anything, to John Morant being suspended by the league.
Well, listen, firearms are nothing to play around with. Okay.
No.
Can I just wait, Tobin.
What?
You need to stop this.
No. What? Stop what? I don't even know what you're telling me to stop.
It's this ridiculousness. If Spider if of all the options, right? Of all the options, Spider, Giannis, Ja is not even in that same class of player.
Well, you would think that right now, but
forget. Say if he improved
mm-hmm.
the other stuff,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And he mysteriously went on the straight and narrow.
Sure.
He still gets hurt all the time, and he doesn't have the same pop.
We don't know about the pop because we don't know what situation we're going through. I'm not sure. Hard to say.
How about
rule it out completely?
I'll take Jaylen Brown.
Okay, what does that have to do with anything? Like, you always do these things where, like, we're talking about a player and then you just go completely off into another direction, being like, I'll take the face of the franchise of the Celtics, who's not available. Like, and what? You'll take him.
He's not the face. He's not the face of the franchise.
You'd have to trade everything in your mother for Jaylen Brown, whereas John Morant you could get for a bag of donuts.
But there's a reason why.
You know what? I trade for SGA.
No, that's
that's what you're doing. You're not a grown up. You can't have these conversations with you. That's what you do.
Wait,
you know the player.
Let me get this straight. The tension between Jaylen Brown, the Celtics, and Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that the Celtics would consider trading Jaylen Brown?
Not for nothing.
Okay. Now, you sit here and tell me that I'm not being a grown-up.
You're not.
Right? When you just dismiss all the past of certain players you want. That John Morant stuff, that's serious, dude.
Yeah, but John Morant is going to be had for pennies on the dollar.
If you get nothing, he can be had for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If he's in trouble or he's hurt or he's whatever.
He was in trouble. He's not in trouble anymore.
That's because he was hurt. He couldn't get in trouble.
He's a good lad, okay?
He's a good lad.
He's a good lad.
He made a stink this season.
Yes, he said he lost his joy.
Wow, I wonder where we've seen this film before.
Oh, Jimmy Butler?
How endeared are you by Jimmy Butler now?
I'm very endeared by Jimmy Butler. You want to know why? There was a lot of success with Jimmy Butler. Let me tell you something else.
Oh, that's not what
Miss
you were
Brittany.
saying the other day.
Let me tell you this. One day, back when Jimmy Butler first got here, everybody also dismissed that. They said he was coming here to retire.
Okay,
he was going to mean nothing.
How long ago was that?
Who was to say John
How
Morant
long ago was that?
didn't have a Jimmy Butler type surge?
How long ago was that?
6 years ago.
Okay, you did. Like, so you think he's going to be that player forever?
Who?
You thought that Jimmy Butler was going to be that player forever? You can see
this is what, again, you're not having grown-up conversations. I'm not talking about Jimmy Butler.
I understand that, but you're
Jimmy Butler, when he came down here, he was dismissed as he's not going to have any impact. John Morant, you are similarly dismissing.
Can I give you the difference, though? Can I give you the difference, though? When Jimmy came here, you had to worry about a lot of things. His attitude, maybe he didn't get along with other players, maybe he picked on other players. But guess what you didn't have to worry about? Whether he was going to play basketball.
You did
everything on the nightly.
Well, now we're just making things up. Good sir.
What do you
You're
mean?
saying Jimmy Butler, who's always had injury concerns, didn't have injury concerns back then? That's not true. Now, firearms, he did not play with. He did not play with firearms. All right? Jimmy Butler is he says things with his words, not with his fingers. Well, maybe one finger at that, Riley. It's not even what I want to talk about, by the way. I wanted to talk about Giannis. And then you brought this Jaylen Brown grenade in here. You're always doing this. I want to talk about something, and then you're just like, woo, off here.
I'm woo.
You are. You're like sports talk David Blaine. Look over here, but flash bomb over here. You can never stay task at hand.
Because I don't know what your damn task is. Never. We were talking about Spider, and then you go, that's why I want John Morant. You all over the damn place, too.
I'm just saying, like, character-wise, if you're going to support
character-wise, Spider, he can say whatever he want. I ain't got to worry about all the other stuff that's going to keep him off the basketball court.
How could you want James Harden back with your basketball team? It's just psychotic behavior.
Really?
I got to question your leadership.
Okay. All right.
It's like Stockholm syndrome. Like, who could think that?
Maybe he does have Stockholm syndrome.
Or maybe, might I suggest this option?
Mm-hmm.
In most cases, when you ask about teammates, most of the guys are supportive of their teammates. Everybody was the same way when Jimmy didn't have his joy. They were still saying nice things about Jimmy. Nobody didn't trash Jimmy, right? So maybe he's trying to say something nice because that's still his teammate.
That's too nice.
But okay, but they all do it. Why are all of a sudden you taking this as I can't have him because it's just stupid? He would say that. They all say it. Most players will never say something bad about their teammate. You know this. You've been around this game long enough.
Don't lie. Just say what happened. He changed the game.
But to read into something about one teammate saying something nice to another teammate, you know damn well when Jimmy was doing what he was doing, it was driving everybody crazy. But, nobody would say a negative thing about Jimmy.
Nobody would say overly positive things. Gotta take a break.
I want to break. I want to break something.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. It's our little boxing coming up next hour. Crazy weekend in boxing, dude. The heavyweight champion of the world almost lost to a kickboxer. I mean, it is insane. I don't even understand what I was watching this weekend when Rico Verhoeven, the king of kickboxing, had his second professional boxing match and nearly defeated Alexander Usyk, who beat him at the 11th round. Uppercut, puts him on the canvas, gets his mouthpiece gathered, and Rico Verhoeven then deals with an onslaught in the corner. The referee suspiciously steps in to stop the fight, even though he was on his feet. And it appeared that it was a very close fight. I mean, on 2 of the scorecards, Usyk was only up by a round, and the other one it was a draw. So it was crazy. I mean, it was in the in between of me calling a couple of cards this weekend, Leroy. I called a card from Germany, then I had a long break till the Mexico card started. And I'm like looking on Twitter about what's going on with the Usyk fight, and this dude nearly lost.
It's crazy now because fighting's all over the world that you probably have boxing at some weird times.
Oh yeah, I called a card. The card started at 2. Then the card that they were doing was in Egypt. I think that was like around 6-7 p.m. And then we had a normal timed card in Mexico. But anyway, Angelo Leo is going to join us in studio. He is the IBF featherweight champion of the world, and so excited to have him join us as he's going to embark, continuing his title defenses coming up. He actually had a fight canceled recently because his opponent missed weight, and so they couldn't do the title fight.
Is that like it? And who was the fighter that paid the fine and then bet on himself and then won?
That was Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia. So you think that scares a lot of guys to even consider having a fight anyway, but not for?
I don't know. We can ask him.
Yeah,
we can ask him. It's a great question. It's a great question. But in the meanwhile, let us get to a little segment we like to call the Mixed Bag. Ho ho! It's because the French Open's on right now. Wemby. The French love the mixed bag.
Dude, I was just wondering where you.
Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
What did you have with your silly sauce this morning? Because did you mix it with you mix it with some Celsius?
No, I did not have Cali coffee. I had a Celsius last night.
But
I had a Cafe Bustelo this morning. You know, like half a cup. And then
is that why you're twitching?
And then I had a cold brew before I got here today.
Yes.
I knew what kind of day it was going to be when you came in saying the.
I don't feel like I'm.
Oh, dude, you are on one.
You are.
You are on one.
What? J-Fig just said it in the chat.
How am I on one?
You are on one.
He's on one today.
Yes.
I don't agree with that.
What?
I think I'm just in a normal, maybe it's because OTAs are going on right now. I don't know. I'm just very excited.
Go. When you started the show saying OTAs, I knew what kind of show we're going to have, because that is like when we talk about officiating on Monday, about what kind of officiating crew we have and the emphasis, you're putting the emphasis on OTAs. And you want to use that word as much as possible. So all other silly sauce is going to come from that. Now, here's what's going to piss me off. I'm going to tell you right now, Brittany, because when this fighter comes in, he going to be all Mr. Professional.
Yeah, normal.
And no, stop lying. Stop lying. I've seen you in action.
I'm me.
I've seen you. Brittany, we go to these fights, right? And they treat this man like royalty.
No, that's not true. Well, yes.
What?
But I threw in silly sauce on the broadcast this week. There was at one point where they closed up the crew in Germany. Closed for some reason. There was a lot of Italian referees, but there was one guy. I mean, he looked like Chef Boyardee. I don't mean to stereotype, but he looked like Chef Boyardee. But he wasn't like a very intense referee. Like sometimes you have referees, they're like Mills Lane. Let's get it on. Or Joe Cortez. I'm fair but affirm. This guy, he was like the most calm referee of all time. But then they got a close up. I'm like, oh my God. Like he was wiping his mustache, his gray mustache. It's like, obviously was sweating because he had to clean that mustache during that fight. But he was like, whenever the fighters needed to break up, I didn't have him mic'd up, but I imagine him going, "Scusi, scusi."
So you said that on the broadcast?
I didn't say the scusi part, but I was saying, wow, he really had to wipe that mustache.
You spent 20 minutes on Greg Dulcich. So that's all you need to know about him.
Like I'm telling you, the start to the show had, I don't know about everybody else. I looked at my clock in the corner and I was like, damn, we only been doing this for 15 minutes.
Really?
Today.
I can't believe we're already 2 hours through the show. It's flying today for me.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I don't understand. You guys feel like it's been a long show today? Have I beaten you up?
No, not at all.
No, I'm just saying I knew 15 minutes in what kind of show it was going to be.
I just saying that you've been acting rather silly today. That's all.
I just think that I'm excited for the OTAs, And Greg Dulcich was disrespected. He was. Anyway, I wanted to get to this. This was Brian Windhorst. He was on ESPN yesterday saying the Cavs are going to try and basically get in the game for Giannis.
Even if they want to keep this roster together, which I frankly don't expect, I expect them to make some significant changes to it. They have some free agents they need to sign, their own free agents. Dean Wade, for example, started the bulk of this class as a free agent. So, but I expect the Cavs to be mulling over. I don't think you will be long before you start to hear Cavs attached to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Would they consider entering that market? If they put Evan Mobley on the table, as hard as that would be, Evan Mobley is in his mid-20s. When they drafted Evan Mobley, they drafted him to be another Giannis. What if they could turn him into Giannis with Harden and Donovan Mitchell on the roster? They have not crossed that bridge yet, but that is something that they may have to consider, especially as we lead up to the draft and the Bucks get serious about listening to offers for Giannis.
Right.
There you go. That was windy yesterday. Evan Mobley, former Defensive Player of the Year, could be on the table for Giannis. Leroy.
I got to tell you, this last series didn't make Evan Mobley more appealing.
Definitely not, and he makes a ton of money.
Yeah, there was a bunch of times watching this series where he looked like he didn't know where he belonged on the basketball court. Right? Mm-hmm. And when you play the other big, he was afraid to go in the paint. So that left him to do something he can't do.
Well, you also had the drama with his mom the last round against the Philadelphia 76ers or the Detroit Pistons, where she was retweeting tweets criticizing how Donovan Mitchell plays, basically saying Donovan Mitchell's a ball hog. And I was like,
Mama want her baby to get the ball.
Dude. Listen.
Yeah.
So, look, I will say this. Yes, very good player. Very good player. Only 20. You're going to be 25 this summer. But that's what the Cavs are going to offer. That's one of those things where the offer is that they don't really have picks. So the Bucks would have to be like, all right, do we want Evan Mobley as the face of our franchise? Do we think he's that kind of a guy? Or do we like the Heat young guys and having all the picks and all that type of stuff and putting a chance on our type of thing? It's an issue. And then also, does Giannis want to go to Cleveland? I got a feeling being on a team, it's a good idea in theory, a James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Giannis team.
It sounds good, but it doesn't.
I don't think Giannis is going to dig that.
And then it puts you in the same spot, though. Giannis is a paint guy. You figure you got two shooters, and then you have, what's the center? Jared Allen, who's going to play in the paint. Giannis seems to work better, and let's just because Giannis seems like he would work better with bigs that can shoot the three and play it outside, and then you can have that 1-2 punch when they could also attack the rim, right? Giannis with Bam, Giannis with Kalel, that seems to work because they have some flexibility in what they can do. When you look at Jared Allen, you look at Giannis, or even you look at Mobley, there's not a lot of there's not inside out. There's not a lot of variables that these guys all play in the paint. And Mobley tries to play outside. Maybe he'll eventually get there, right? But they leave him alone outside and he shoots that three. And I'm like, yikes. So what do you like? So how is that going to work with the dynamics that you have on your team?
Right.
Jared Allen, how is he going to work with Giannis? Because you can't play him outside the paint.
Well, we'll see. But that's what Cleveland's going to try and do. It seems like their plan is to go after excuse you, Leroy. In the meanwhile, you guys familiar with Jason Kelce?
Yes.
Yep.
Probably going to the Hall of Fame one day.
Yeah,
podcaster.
Oh yeah.
Very good player. His brother is married to one of the most famous people, or going to marry one of the most famous people on the planet. Jason Kelce, he has a concern with the NFL. He says the NFL is going way too much away from just a full Sunday slate, and he doesn't like it.
I don't think we're there yet. Sunday is the day of football, right? Outside of going to church in the morning, if you're still religious and you do that, Sunday is like where so many games happen. And that's what you grow up in. You gear your entire week around watching football on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's an institution at this point, the NFL playing games on Sunday. With every day that we keep adding in there, we're getting away from that just a little bit. And I worry that I think the game got big. One of the reasons it got so popular and big was because all of the game, it was an event. Sunday is the NFL. And everybody set their week apart to tune into their games that were happening on Sunday. And you're watching kind of all of them now take place across Sunday ticket, right? I worry that we're getting away from that just a little bit by building too many of this.
All right. What do you think of that, Leroy? Too much
there's
football all over the place?
There's some truth to that. What I would be hesitant to do if I was the NFL is I would try to avoid competing with college football. Right? And so when you start moving these games to Wednesday and Tuesday and Thursday, like Thursday, we already, the premium games, like we get that, right? Thanksgiving games, we get that. Now we're starting to do Christmas games.
Right.
I was always, I always knew when we could play on Saturday. You could only play on Saturday when the college regular season was over, right? Now they're starting to move games in there. I just think like he's right. What made the NFL so big is that you have 3 days, right? You have Sunday, Monday has been a staple, and Thursday.
Right.
And now you're starting to get them on the holidays, which makes it great also, because on holidays you're getting football.
And to your point, like the religion of football in this country,
yes,
Friday night is high school, Saturday is college,
right.
Sunday is for pro.
Now, I tell you what may be having them think this is college football's on every night. Except Monday.
Action.
Except Monday. You got Tuesday. You got was the WAC conference on Wednesday. Thursday you got games. Friday you got games. Saturday you got games. So there used to be some kind of agreement, and now the NFL is kind of big boy in them, big boy in everybody. I just think he's right. I would say I'm more inclined to agree with him, but I would also say this, that if the right people pay the right amount of money and the players make more money because of it, I don't think many players are going to complain.
I don't think they will either, but I do think that you're playing a dangerous game in that when you think you diversify the inventory that much,
you're not.
You think that it's going to get better. And I think that the beauty of, hey, I could tune in at 1 o'clock. At the very least, I have 2 games. One of them's got to be good if my team's not playing. Most of the time, your team's going to be playing at the 1 or 4 o'clock slot, unless you're like a star team that's on prime time all the time. But yeah, there is something too. Like, I do like that everything's going on and it's just chaos and people have their fantasy teams and we're gambling like crazy. And it just loses a little something if you do it all the time. I think that They got the tone of it. Even look at the Thursday night games. The Thursday night games, the product, while not as awful as it was this past year.
Yeah, because who owns
years,
it? Because now it's Prime, and Prime said, "Don't send us this garbage."
Right, but it's still gonna have an effect because of how you're trying to get these guys to catch up with their bodies.
Right.
Like,
Here's what I would say. One of the reasons why I have a problem with doing stuff on Tuesday or Wednesday. Thursday, you can get away with it. You mess up your schedule, and athletes are creatures of habit. You mess up the schedule if you do a Tuesday or Wednesday game, because now you're trying to determine, okay, do we make the bye week the next Sunday, or do we, doing the schedule, you're putting more teams at a disadvantage. We already have that Thursday game. Everybody flips the hell out, right? So how are you going to do that without adding another week to the season so you can do that throughout the league, right? That's the only way you can do it is, hey, you got 17 games. We're going to go 19 weeks. And then you can start doing those midweek games because you can incorporate a bye week with, say, you play on Tuesday, your bye week could be this upcoming Sunday, or you play Wednesday, your bye week could be this upcoming. But I'm not, when we think of NFL football, we think of 4 days, right? Sunday, Monday, Thursday, holidays, right? And
I don't even love it on Christmas. I gotta be honest with you, I don't even love it on Christmas. Because you don't want to, like, I like it on Thanksgiving. Christmas to me, I'm like, you're going around, you got the presents. I don't want to focus on football. The thing that's good with basketball is it's kind of background noise. Like the season isn't really like, it's kind of the unofficial start to the season.
Right. Correct.
You get the stars, the fun commercials. I don't like Christmas Christmas football.
The other thing is you're going to piss off a lot of fantasy football owners trying to figure out their roster with the weeks and whatever. Yeah. So like I get it. You know what? Believe it or not, there's only one football game. I forgot the bowl. Is it the Holiday Bowl used to be on Christmas night? Maybe. I'm trying to think, but there was a couple of bowl games on Christmas. And I just found, okay, I got used to watching those as a kid. But yeah, I don't know. I think we all get into a position where we think we're the bee's knees. That's a nicer way of saying it. And that whatever we do is going to be golden. And I think that if you oversaturate and try to control more days of football, that somebody's going to buy a dud, because it's probably going to be, you're going to sell it to somebody. Okay. You're it's trying to create another day so somebody else could spend billions of dollars for a weekly game.
It's like,
and what's going to happen is that game is going to end up not getting any viewership because it's on one of those odd days.
Look, somebody's got to be the NBA TV series. Somebody's got to get the AFC South Division winner playoff game. Like, it's just how it is.
That's crazy, right?
Somebody
got some. And look, guess what? Kudos to the NFL, because they have come to the conclusion that, listen, we own the NFL network, but if somebody gonna pay us some money, we don't have to have a football game on our channel. Right? They accepted that.
We'll take a break, get you caught up with your headlines. More to come. We're back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. We'll play a little Rats Off a Ship later on today. But let's get to first a weather update. Leroy, can you give us another weather update brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting? Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com.
For the people out there, I'm always available for weather updates. Sight on scene. I can give you a weather update. It's quite breezy, and it has been quite breezy for the last few days. It is mostly cloudy, sun peeking in every now and then, winds out of the east, southeast at about 15 miles an hour, gusting over 20. I'd be aware of a little rain shower. It looks cloudy. It may not say any rain, but hell is Florida. You know what's up. And I'd say it's about 85 degrees.
That's why he's the best, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Brittany, you should have saw me on the golf course when we did the event from Live. I went out to my area, threw up a little grass. Oh, yeah.
Headlines are brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Schmeathan says, didn't Giannis and Harden hate each other? I looked up. There was a beef. I guess there was some snippiness between. I think it was mostly over like Giannis blaming him for his flopping. Things that people would hate James Harden for. His James Harden-ness.
Hey, they starting to boo SGA about that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the difference is SGA's won a championship. That's a big difference, And
a 2-time MVP.
Yeah, like it's bared fruit. The floppery when it goes and then it comes to turtling up in the playoffs.
You know what's crazy? Like, there's 2 guys that played together that are great. I would say James Harden's a great basketball player. He hasn't had success, and for all the reasons you say. But in the big picture, he's a great basketball player and will be in the Hall of Fame. But the other one is Russell Westbrook, right? Like, averaging triple doubles, doing all these things. People just never really accepted him as one of the greater basketball players for whatever reason.
No, they have not.
Right. It's a weird thing, that, like, I remember when he was the first one since who averaged a triple double? I can't think of his name. Oscar Robertson was the last person to average a triple double. It should have been a bigger deal than it was, right? That's a huge accomplishment. But that
was a big deal. It's why he won the MVP, and did it the year after Kevin Durant went to Golden State. But then I think people kind of soured on it because the team wasn't that good, and people thought he was a ball hog, and then he was stat hunting, which maybe there was some of that, but he played his ass off. He always played his ass off.
Yeah, like it's the crazy. Like, have you ever seen a guy that gets less credit for playing as hard as he has played every time he goes on a basketball court?
No.
Doesn't get hurt, plays every night. Like, he just gets and I don't want to, I would not put James Harden in his class simply because I know I'm getting 100% effort on both ends with Russell Westbrook, even though a lot of people just don't like his game.
So here is the Harden beef on AI. It says, the highly publicized petty rivalry peaked between 2019 and 2020, largely fueled by contrasting play styles and battle for MVP. In 18-19, Giannis edged out Harden for the regular season MVP. Following the announcement, the Rockets organization took subtle jab at Giannis. Harden later stated that he felt the award went to media narrative rather than most valuable player. And then in the 2020 All-Star game, remember when they used to draft them, he drafted Kemba Walker, Giannis said, because he, quote, wanted somebody who would pass. And then there was a comment on run and dunk, and it said, following the All-Star draft snub, an irritated James Harden responded in an interview with ESPN, diminishing Giannis's accomplishment, saying, I wish I could just run, was 7-foot run and could just dunk. Like, that takes no skill at all.
Both valid points.
I mean, valid
it's,
points, but
it's
but
two
not-
different styles that just go at each other. That's it. I would say this, that like we tend, and I hate this about sports, like when one guy wins something, we immediately go to the loser and start asking them questions. And sometimes the other guy just wins it, right? It doesn't diminish from the year that you had. But when you go to the loser and start asking questions the way you do sometimes, it puts him in a position to feel like I was the loser here.
I just think that would be a weird fit because it's already like you have Harden and Donovan Mitchell having the ball a ton. Giannis wants the ball a lot, dude. Like it's the reason like him and Dame weren't awesome. Like he works better with like a Middleton or a Drew Holiday.
Yeah, but
like
but can you and here's where I agree with you. He wants the ball in his hands. But can you have success at this stage in his career if he has the ball in his hands all the time? You can't. He's not that same Giannis.
He's not?
No.
I mean, you're saying from like a durability standpoint?
Just from just the whole encompassing Giannis when they won the championship. He's not that same Giannis. You decline, you're not as healthy. You got to pick your spots a little bit more as you get older. So you're going to need a Robin or a number two that you can rely on to also do some of the things that you do as far as carrying the team. And that's just the nature of it.
Yeah, but I don't think those guys are going to carry themselves like Robins. I think they're going to carry themselves like other Batmans.
I know. You're right.
I don't think that's going to work. Like, I think you're right. You need a Robin. You know, you don't need a maybe an Aquaman, a guy to pop in every now and then, but it's not really a superhero.
You already saw this film when they tried to do it with Kyrie, KD, and Harden in Brooklyn. I would think it would end up exactly the same way.
Right. And it's weird because the thing that I love about KD, as grumpy and as cranky, as old as he is, it almost seems like he'll play any style of basketball you want. He doesn't necessarily have to have the ball.
I still think that's who the Heat are ending up with. I don't
KD?
You think it's KD?
I think we're getting KD.
I think KD would be a amazing addition for this reason. One, you won't have to worry about him not playing basketball. You won't have to worry about all the stuff outside of basketball. All you have to worry about, dude shows up, goes to work and plays basketball. He's going to play on both sides. Maybe not as like a 7-footer would, but he's still going to be able to, you can rely on him. You can count on him.
And he's going to tweet.
Yeah, but I can deal with that stuff, right? From a basketball fan perspective and a fan of the Heat, I know if KD's on my team, I'm not going to have to worry about basketball. I'm not going to have to worry about basketball stuff. I think that's where we need to get to down here. Not have to worry about injuries, not have to worry about feelings, not have to worry about, like, if you think about all the things, like, even with when guys came back from injury, they weren't talking about what was best for the Heat, which was always what the Heat talk about. They were talking about hurting each other's feelings. I don't want that. I just want to see the best team out there playing, everybody, doing what they do best and winning games. I don't care about feelings. You can't care about feelings in professional sports. The only time you can care about feelings is if they say, we're not going to give you the max, right? You didn't earn it, and you think you should have got it, right? Then you could get a little hurt. You could get like, hey, I thought I earned this or whatever, right? I understand that. But when it comes to once they give you the money, and I'm a firm believer of this, they've already determined your importance to the organization. But you don't determine how we use you.
Shoot at Albie says the KD Heat ship has sailed. Won't change nothing. I disagree. I think this is always when the Heat come back. Every time you think a ship has sailed, that's when they come back to the harbor. Victor Oladipo, Jimmy Butler. Every time you think Kyle Lowry, every time you think that that their pursuit of somebody, it's usually going to come back a little bit later on their terms. So now if you can get Kevin Durant without giving up Khalil Ware, that's right up the Heat's alley. Now Giannis might go to Houston, but I think like but I think that's how it's going to end up. I genuinely do. I think the Heat are going to get outbid because somebody's going to say, I want the given star-ish player for Giannis.
Yep.
More so than the Heat's package. And then the Heat will end up pivoting to something else. I don't think they're going to end up with Giannis.
Right.
I get the reasons why they're there. Look, there are plenty of reasons to say the Heat, like location, preference. But I think ultimately the ownership of the Bucks, who is the Browns owner, he likes flashy things. He's going to be like, I'm getting what for him?
Hey,
and so
what do you think? What do you think the guy who made the decision to bring in Deshaun Watson is going to do in Milwaukee?
Yeah. So I think that's how it's going to end up. I really do. I don't.
Right. And I'm listen. I'm okay with that, even though he's a little bit long in the tooth. There's a couple of things I don't have to worry about that I've had to worry about for a long time, and I'm tired of worrying about them. And the most important thing is feelings. It's like, dude, if I give you $40, $50 million a year, that has determined what we think is important, your importance to this organization. How we use you is now up to us. We've already given you the money. How you still gonna have feelings about how you play when we done gave you a max contract extension?
You know what they should do? You know, they've been talking about Kevin Durant, LeBron going to play with the Warriors. What they should do is the Heat should trade for Kevin Durant and then also trade for LeBron James. And so it's just KD, LeBron, and then a bunch of young guys around here. Oh, hello, graduate.
Yep, she is so happy.
She's smart. She has a lot of ropes.
Yeah.
They're called cords.
I didn't have any of those.
Well, clearly.
What?
Why? Because I say Otis?
Brittany, give yourself one quickly.
Jeez,
oh, my goodness.
I didn't even see that coming.
Point for Brittany.
Take a break. We're back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program.
Got my outfit.
Yeah, for having such a snarky line, Leroy. I can't have that. She can't be that witty.
She fits right in.
I'm just kidding. She had to go do some Marlins stuff real quick, so she can get settled in and figuring that thing.
Oh, that's right. She's doing the Marlins game.
You don't need me. You're good now. All right. Well, I'll get over to my side of the thing. I'm gonna solo you here for a second, Leroy. Entertain the people for
is she doing the Marlins game?
No, we were trying to get whoever needed it, but I think they're all good now.
Okay, cool. Brittany, I got to tell you, man, it was witty. It was quick. You're fitting right in. You're starting to fit right in. That was, anytime Jennifer in the background.
She got me good. What can you say?
Yeah.
It was like Sandy giving up that grand slam yesterday. It's like, he never saw that coming.
Yeah.
He never saw that coming. Just a monster shot. I was like, I
got to tell you, Rebecca is a lot more excited about graduating high school than I was.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's exciting, man. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
It's a big week.
You know what I like?
What's that?
Small graduating class. Fonz had like 700.
That is nice.
Yep.
That is nice because we did a middle school graduation the other day, and it was long, and that was just half the school. They split it up into two things.
Jeez.
And they didn't. I didn't even know they did. I guess this was the first year that this school had done it because they had so many people saying, "Hey, let's do a middle school graduation," and it took a while, and then they got backed up on the stage. Like there was like a traffic jam trying to get everybody off.
Yeah, she only has 130 kids.
Oh, that's easy breezy, dude.
Yeah.
Is the graduation on Saturday? Is that when it is?
Sunday.
Oh, okay. So it's a pre-party.
Yeah, and it's Sunday late.
Really?
Like 6:30.
Cool.
Yeah. So and then we have to do a tradition like no other.
What's that?
Red Lobster.
Oh, really? She loves Red Lobster?
No, it started a long time ago with cousins and then Fonz.
Really?
And
you can't
I
find
can
a new
tell
tradition?
I wanted to.
Can we trade 3 first-round picks? Can we go to Cheesecake Factory?
She said, "Oh, and it's my turn." I said, "Your turn for what?" Red Lobster.
Wow.
I'm like, oh my goodness, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So I don't again, I've spent the last month with 3 foremen and I'm the only laborer.
I understand.
And if you're a dad or a husband, you understand that when your wife, your daughter, and your mother-in-law are all the same person, you got a lot of direction.
Just ride the wave, dude.
Huh?
Just ride the wave.
No, you know what I do? Go pressure clean. Nobody messes with me when I pressure clean. I pressure clean so much that my back, my legs, my arms, but they go, "Hey, it looks pretty clean out there. I'm not coming in." They go, "Nope. I have my headphones in, listen to a little music. I listened to some Marlins baseball. Was it Friday? That was cool, right? Can hear the game while I'm out there pressure cleaning. But yeah,
baseball's the best on the radio. It really is.
It really is. You know what?
So good.
And if you like the guys doing it, right, you're entertained between every pitch. And that's the thing. Like, it's a lot of downtime in baseball, but if you got guys going at it, like I'm telling you, my man, when he start talking about food, I may or may not smile while I'm pressure cleaning.
This was the Grand Slam call yesterday. I didn't even hear what Jack McMullen's call was because I was listening to that one on TV.
Sanchez, first pitch to him, he annihilates. Out to right, there's no doubt about
this. It just kind of fades. No comments.
Off the bat of Jesus Sanchez, and the former Marlin takes a good friend of his deep for a grand slam.
Oh, that's the best.
This ball game is blown open.
Not
8-1 Blue Jays.
Can I just tell you that's the best? Doing that to a friend.
Oh, it was. And the thing is with Sanchez is you have Sandy, who's a grump on the mound, and then you have Jesus Sanchez, who's
the
about
happiest man on planet Earth.
Yeah, he's so happy-go-lucky, and he just took you deep for a grand slam. It's like,
so you know he's gonna be jokey joke, and you ain't gonna be having it.
No. And they just couldn't stop hitting people yesterday. It was crazy.
It was weird with the changeup too. They all got hit with the same pitch.
He was saying after the game, he's like, I couldn't get my grip. I don't, you could see him as he left yesterday because then he hit another guy and he goes like, that wasn't intent, because people will say, oh, you hit him after a home run. Like,
right.
Wasn't on purpose. I can't, you just lost it. And it's crazy. Like he was saying, like there are days you feel like you're locked in and there's just days you lose it. And he goes, I just lost it.
Well, he's having those days a little more frequently than he's had in the past.
No doubt. I mean, it's been a rocky month.
But why does it always happen in like the 5th or 6th inning?
I don't know.
Right? Because he starts off every game strong, and then and I'm gonna say this, and I believe this, and I don't know nothing about baseball. Nothing. I just, I know the rules, I know how to play, I know some of the terminology, I know, some of the game planning of it, but I'm not as knowledgeable as the people that are doing it. But I know this much about sports. You can't train. If you don't train to go a certain distance, you can't expect a guy to go a certain distance. And I say, at some point in time, when you pull in these pitchers early in the season and pulling them after 5 innings on low pitch counts, that I'm willing to wager that catches up to you more than anything, because now you're a week extended from not even throwing 75 pitches in a baseball game.
I think I'd hear that for everybody but him. I mean, he's so experienced.
Yeah, but it's still, I understand. I don't care how good you are, though. You still have to train yourself every year to get used. Remember, I used to tell you the thing about in the preseason, I used to tell the coach I need about 10 or 15 carries during the preseason, however I get those. So if we get to the second to last game of the season, I've only had 10, just give me 5 carries. I just need to figure out, all the things of getting hit. Give me maybe a series where you give me the ball 3 or 4 times in a row. I need to know what that feels like. And I just think that sports is such that you have to train, even if you've done it before. Every year you got to get back into the mode of playing that sport a certain way. And I just think, especially at pitcher, we protect our guys, and then we get into these heated battles and we say, okay, go.
Yeah, I get you. I'm not saying your theory is bad. I just don't know if I buy it for him. I think for him, I think there's been a little bit of a feel out of, he added more pitches this year to get a little bit more, add a little more diversity to it. And maybe there are some things he's just not as used to.
He added to hit my pitch.
You can hit it. You can rename it.
I just, you know what? You ever wonder in sports when you see teams or players do things, and you think that you were fine before, and if you just perfect that, you'll be fine. Like Sandy had 3 pitches that were just off the chart, and him trying to add pitches. Has he lost confidence in that, or he doesn't want to throw the fastball as much, or
And I think there's also like he was never a big strikeout guy. Like he could hum it up. Like for a guy who could throw a hundo
right,
or in the high 90s, like he's always been at his best when he
ground balls
gets through things, and so maybe there's something to that as well. It's what made him so efficient. So tough go of it yesterday.
Yep.
Take a break. We're back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Oh, hello, Jennifer. How are you today?
Hello, Jennifer.
Doing good, and you guys?
Doing good. Doing good. Great
are
to
you
have
better from what?
From Brittany's haymaker?
Yeah.
I've recovered.
Well, he kind of deserved it because he was on one today.
I did deserve it. That's
He's
fair.
been on
It
one.
was good,
It was a
though. You have
layup,
to say.
I had to do it.
I understand.
I think it was just for tonality, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean-
No, she nailed it. Listen, it was an alley-oop. There's no doubt about that.
He definitely opened the door and she poked her head in the layup. All right.
Speaking of haymakers, very excited to have our next guest here in studio as Angelo Leo is joining us here. He is the IBF Featherweight Champion of the World. How are you, buddy? Thank you for giving us some time here today on this this lovely day. You got him mic'd up there, Brittany, as we have got him in here, and excited to have you, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me as well, Brendan. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man, it's a real pleasure. I see you. There's some lovely hardware you've brought in here with us. Where does that reside in the home? Where do you keep the
This
belt?
right
Normally,
here
you
is
keep
at
it hidden. You keep it displayed. What do you do with the belt?
Yeah, it's in the display case at the very top.
It's well, listen, you earned it. That knockout that you had to win that championship, vicious. I mean, and you do that in your home state. I gotta imagine like up there of the most Goosey's galore moment of all time for you.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was basically a dream come true. Like I tell everyone, this is my second world title. My first one I won during COVID, so it was a little bittersweet. But this one right here has a special place in my heart because it just made up for all the hard work and all the hard times that I went through.
Did you see that one coming? Because like you have them, you're aggressive in that round, and then just bam, that monster hook to flatline them. Like, was that like something you saw in training, set up in that round? How did you see that all developing for you?
Yeah, so the way that happened was we practiced that shot day in, day out, that left hook. That's also one of my strong points is my hook, my left hook. And but that exact particular punch, I didn't think was gonna knock him out the way it did. But looking back at the tape and looking back at at my fight, I knew he was tired. He looked tired, and I just caught him right on the chin, right on the button, and that's all she wrote.
It was a
That's probably one of the craziest things is that some of the hits that look the most vicious, they shake off. And some of the grazing punches, the guy's out for 5 minutes. Like you just don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That was like exactly what happened in this case. You know, it was a pretty fast punch, but at the same time it hit him right in the chin, and that's the one that put him out.
So Angelo, tell us a little bit about the drama that just happened with your last bout. So you were supposed to fight, and then your opponent misses weight. This is obviously a big deal because you're defending a championship. You know, you're getting it back for the first time in like a year. Did you have any sense that this was going to happen? You gotta imagine that's got to be the most frustrated that you've maybe been in your career, where like you put in all the work, you're set, you're ready for something, and then a guy doesn't make weight. What went through your mind when all that happened?
Oh yeah, for sure frustrated. You know, since I hadn't fought in a whole year, but I did not expect that. You know, considering everything that he had been saying before the fight, that they didn't give him the opportunity. This is his shot at changing his life and stuff like that. And so him not making weight was the last thing on my mind and everyone's mind. And it was a great camp for me. One of the best, if not the best camp that I've ever had. And I guess you could say, to let it go to waste was kind of frustrating. But I don't really see it like that. I look at the bright side. I'm only getting better. I refined my skills, and now my name is buzzing. I'm still champion. So that's what matters.
So like, how did you handle, like, were you always the positive outlook of, like, did you deal with any toughness of it all? Like, did they want you to keep going? Like, was there any of that talk of like, hey, let's still do the fight? How did you handle all of that?
Yeah, of course. They still wanted us to do the fight, but me and my team decided that it was best if we play our cards right. This is we're a world champion, so we're playing chess, not checkers here. And it was more so he didn't make the weight.
Yeah,
it was on.
It's not on you.
Yeah,
it's not on you. Like, I'm not blaming you for not taking, but I do wonder, because that pressure always happens. I've seen it like these weigh-ins before, with like, the event guys still want they still want their event to go. And that's always a tough thing as a fighter because you're a pro. No one's ever questioning your courage, and they try and like say, oh, let's still have the event go on. But it's like, yeah, but the stakes aren't the same. Like this isn't that's got to be mentally a tough thing to deal with.
Of course, it's not even playing field. And not to mention, I've been through this before where my opponent comes in 2-3 pounds overweight, and it does make a difference. There's weight classes for a reason. 4 pounds does make a difference. If you guys know boxing, there's 122 pounds and 126 pounds. There's 2 different weight classes, only 4-pound difference. So that ought to tell you.
Angelo, so my question is, and I asked this earlier on the show, is this a Ryan Garcia situation that now when fighters see guys coming overweight, like they are like, hold up. Nope. We see how this could go. And like you said, those couple of pounds make a big difference. I'm the champ. I'm not even putting it on the line. I don't care if I still get the title afterwards. I'm not risking it. Is it one of those situations? Because I would believe that a lot of fighters see that situation right there and say, it's not worth my career to even risk it for a guy who doesn't take this as serious as I do.
Exactly, Leroy. You hit it right on the nail right there. That's exactly what me and my team were saying.
Yeah, because you get the fight happens, it happens.
Right. You don't benefit from it at all.
You don't want a Haney situation where people are knocking him for suing, and it's like, well, you understand it. Like your career was altered on a certain night. So you do have to keep those things into consideration. I do think that a lot of times promoters or the handlers and all those types of things can get in your ear of oh, come on, just the fight goes on. But I understand that, man. How is it on you to make good on somebody else not doing their job?
Exactly. And I think that's the whole dynamics with the promoter fighter situations.
What do you aiming for next? Now, what is the reset on this? Are you trying to hunt a unification bout? Are you trying to, get some work because you're pretty sharp on doing camp? What do you imagine's next for you?
So right now, I think we're deciding to do a defense. And then after that, maybe a unification fight. I know the fans and everybody wants a unification fight in September or at the end of this year. I think those unification fights will happen. It'll just take some time. But right now we're looking for a defense since I haven't fought in a year. By the time I'll fight, it'll be like a year and a half. So I like to get a defense fight first and then fight for those unification fights.
Is it Carrington, Figueroa? Who's the guy that if you had your druthers, if you had if I allowed you to draft, is there an order of which you'd like to go and take them on?
Not necessarily. I'll choose whoever they put in front of me. But if I really had to choose, I'll probably go Shushu, Espinosa, then Figueroa.
Why is that the order? Why Shushu?
I think it makes for a fun fight.
Yeah,
I think it makes for a fun fight. He's got a big fan base in New York. I got a big fan base in my home city of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I think our styles mesh well.
Speaking of big fights in New York, we got one coming up a month out. I'm very excited for Boots Ennis, our guy Xander Zayas.
Yeah,
I don't know if that taints the pool at all, but yes, we are very biased towards Xander. We love the kid, but look, I've talked to a lot of guys around boxing. They think hey, Boots is too skilled. Xander's got the size. Break that one down from him. Who do you think? Who do you like in that one? How do you think that one breaks down? You could say how no one's getting to get mad at you. Obviously, you're a champion. So, but what do you think of that matchup?
I think it makes for a good match. I think Xander, he's young, he's hungry, and he's a dog. He's already a unified world champion at 23 years old.
23, yeah.
So you got my hats off to him. You got to take off your hats to him. But Boots, man, he's a great counterpuncher. Yeah. He's also a dog in there. He's a little older. He's got that experience under his belt. But I have seen him have some trouble with movers, and Xander does know how to move. He's fundamentally sound. That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with Xander on this one, though. I like Xander.
I like him too.
He's a fun fighter.
It's tough not to like the guy too. He's got that personality.
We're here in South Florida,
Of course.
So I'm a big
Well, the thing that I always wonder about this, and I wonder if you could speak to this, like, do you remember, the first time as a fighter, like having to deal with having to get a fight maybe out from behind? Because that's the one thing I worry about with Xander is like most of the time in his career, he's, getting out like guns blazing as a fight starting off. He knows how to dictate, keep a lead, but having to dig out because you may have a few rounds that maybe Boots picks up. You're trying to get the style. What's that challenge like as a fighter when you have to learn about the adjustment of maybe coming back from not even necessarily off the canvas, but maybe just back behind from a fight?
In that situation, you have to have a lot of mental fortitude for sure. You got to have that will to win. Also, staying calm under pressure, knowing that you're losing the fight or knowing that you're down on some points. You got to figure it out some way or another, and that's what makes a champion. There's a big poster at the Floyd Mayweather Boxing Club that says a true champion can adjust to anything, and I've always lived by those rules.
Was there a thing that you found hardest to adjust to, like throughout your career? Like, what are the things that you found the most challenging when you got to championship level?
Just staying grounded, staying focused at the task at hand. Because, when you become world champion, everybody's congratulating you. Everyone's, shaking your hand, dapping you up, stuff like that. So you got to stay grounded and just not let it get to your head.
You fought about a year ago in Japan. What was that experience like?
Oh, it was unforgettable experience. Different for sure, eye-opening. And Japan was it's a very beautiful place, very clean. The fans out there are some of the greatest fans I've ever came across. They're traveling 5 hours, 6 hours on the bullet train to come see me, to come, get an autograph. So that'll tell you how big of boxing fans they are over there in Japan.
What's the reception like for Inoue over there? And how he's and just like his whole blossoming and kind of even getting blown up mainstream over here probably like the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Everybody knows about him. My friend here, he has told me that there's posters of him up on buildings and stuff like that. I haven't seen the posters, but I know he's real popular out there.
Would you it's only another weight class down. Would that be a dream matchup if you saw him potentially move up? And how would you take that challenge of Inoue in a way?
Oh, of course. I'll take that challenge. Not in I'd say in a heartbeat, but it would have to be in turn. I'd like it to be in the US.
Of course.
But I would love that fight. He's pound for pound, arguably the best fighter in the world. And so that's what I'm here in the sport for, to be the best of the best. And in order to do that, I got to beat the best of the best.
Are you curious? Because he's probably like pound for pound right now. Like, I think everybody looks at him as one of the more devastating punchers. Like, are you curious about if that carries up with him? Or do you think that, that journey up, like, how do you feel like that carries, like, through weight class to weight class with power?
I'm sure it will. I know he has speed and he has power. But based on his last fights, he hasn't really produced the knockouts like he was at 118 pounds or 115. So I think he will carry the power. I'm not going to underestimate his power or anything like that, but I don't think it is as devastating as it was at 118 or 115.
So, like, what are the things, like, if it's hard to poke on a guy like that because he's maybe there's been some closer fights, but what do you look and say, like, this is where Angelo Leo could have his success against a guy like that if he did come up?
I see some vulnerabilities in him. But I won't discuss that on I'll leave that up to my team and the game plan when you guys see the fight.
Yeah, you don't want people scout like, hey, listen, he gave that game plan to Leroy.
Hey, Angelo, let me tell you, because next week he gonna have my man on and he gonna say, this is what Angelo said about it.
I'm not a puncher, dude. Don't say I'm gonna do that.
You never know. You gotta keep
Angelo's here first, man. Listen, I hope he kicks Inoue his ass. I'll tell you right now. I'll back you right now, dude. That's what I want. Listen, dude, I got that. I gotta ask you this before we get you out of here. Big thing in boxing this week was Usyk versus Verhoeven. What the hell do you think happened there? Like, do you think this was Usyk just taking him a little bit? One thing that I didn't even realize was Usyk was as old as he was at the time.
Yeah.
But these damn, crossover fights where you're fighting an MMA guy or a kickboxer, what do you think happened there in this matchup? Even that, Usyk was able to pull it out late, but man, it took him a while to get out of the freaking starting blocks.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen the whole fight yet, but I did see the highlights, and I heard about it that he was. It was a close fight. Some people were saying he was down a few rounds, and the judges had it. I think two
out of for Usyk before he got the knockdown, so he would have been up a little bit more, and then the one had it a draw.
Yeah,
at the time.
So, man, it's tough with these MMA fighters and these kickboxers because you can't really find film on them as boxers. So it's a little tricky, and they do have fighting experience, so you can't underestimate them. And I think that's probably what happened in this case is that Usyk was probably underestimating him, seeing that he wasn't a boxer and stuff like that. And it happens, it happens more often than you think.
Well, Angelo, listen, man, we're looking forward to your next fight. I'm sorry that the things got derailed earlier this month. Not your fault, but I hope that you reset, refocus, in the great words of Sergei Bobrovsky, and we see you again soon, man. Looking forward to watching the rest of your career.
All right, thank you, Brendan. Appreciate you guys.
That's the IBF featherweight champion of the world, ladies and gentlemen. Check him on out, Angelo Leo. We appreciate the time with him. We'll take a break. More to come, and we're back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Give you another weather update here, brought to us by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Replacing roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. And it is currently 87 degrees. Maybe a sprinkle of showers around 3 o'clock today. Wind gusts up to 21 miles an hour. And the humidity, 68%. Little soupy there for the OTAs today.
Nah, not 68 is not bad. Keep in mind, normally this time of year it's like 85, 90.
Why are you shaking your head, Jennifer?
Because no one says that, Tobin.
What?
Respectfully, no one says that.
You should record Tommy saying that. Nobody calls you that.
Schmieden says a boxer comes in and Chunks turns into Bob Costa.
I told you. It was not serious. Wait a minute. Hey, hold on. Not one drop of what I have to go through on a daily basis.
I don't
Not
understand.
one.
You wanted me to ask him about the OTAs?
Yeah.
He would have looked at you very perplexed.
Exactly.
Yeah, so do I. And everybody gets on me. Like, why are you
What are
looking
you talking about is what he would have said.
What
Schmieden
did you
says
just say?
Bob Costco. I don't know how to feel about this, but Chris Sims. You guys familiar with Chris Sims?
Yeah.
How could we
You
not?
love him.
Yeah, used to send him to hell. So he's doing his QB countdown. And this guy's in the bag for Malik Willis. He loves him.
Yeah. So now you're taking him off the list?
Superstar talent. That's why I got him there. And, I know the film is limited, but the film is superstarish too. I'm just going to say it on top of it. I mean, Malik Willis's best throws are up there with the superstars of the sport. And then, of course, his athletic ability and what he does there is incredible. His playmaking, his running, his extending, all of that. The only thing there's the questioning is just, the amount of reps and games and just information we have in him. The record says 6-4. It ain't because of him. That's for sure. It should probably, if you wouldn't on just his play, it should be better. I mean, he this year on film was borderline perfect. Borderline perfect. He never missed a throw. If it was there, he hit it. And then, of course, he hit throws where I'd go, ooh, only like Josh Allen and, the top quarterbacks in the sport, Lamar hit that kind of throw. So he's got some plays like that where you just go, that's special. Like, I don't know what anybody's looking at. And then, of course, when he takes off and does that, the decision-making and how he sees the field is really damn good too. I mean, you heard me say, during the year, again, Jordan Love wasn't coming back from these injuries because he thought that Malik Willis was crappy. He kept coming back going, damn, I can't let this guy be out here anymore. He's making me look bad, and he's going to be a threat to my job and my overall status here.
Damn. That Chris Sims loves him some Malik Willis.
Like, what he's saying is true while at the same time not saying a whole lot. Because he said the most important thing after, and that is there's not enough test results to determine what he's going to be. But what he's seen and his abilities are out there with some of the best to do it in the league, which I agree. Right? He just needs more game reps. He needs more game time situations where you see him play the same way that he's played in those moments in Green Bay.
I don't know how I feel about Chris Sims being in our corner. I don't know.
I don't think he thinks he's in your corner.
No,
I think he thinks he's in Malik Willis's corner.
It's a little suspect. After such
it's
a long time of being a hater.
So,
right.
Question: sometimes your opinion deems you to be a hater. Take it from me, right? But it doesn't make you wrong. So maybe he's just
in hell.
Tobin put him there. That don't count.
Tobin put him in hell, okay?
But if he feels that he's being honest about the situation, I think if you're not gonna believe the negative things he said, then take the positive things with a grain of salt.
I just want to be clear. I put him in hell originally because he ranked Tua the 40th quarterback in the league.
Well, was he wrong?
Eventually he got there, but it was too strong at the time.
Wait. So let me get this straight. A guy who said basically Tua was fool's gold. That I don't rank him that high with his abilities to play the position. And you put in hell, who ended up being right.
Uh-huh.
Now he's saying something good about the quarterback, and you're saying I don't know how to take it.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it.
I'm not saying
technically
he's 100%.
I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying
technically he's 100% though. He was right about Tua.
Eventually.
No,
I made the point in the sad Tua song. I said, listen, maybe he made some points. He could still go to hell though.
Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm confused. You put a guy in hell for being right?
Now you see my dilemma.
He was there for
you probably jumped the gun on that.
No, I don't think so.
This doesn't take him out of hell, though.
I mean, he's not currently in hell. I think that he is repented, and I think he has left hell.
How is he repented? He was right.
He was not here anymore.
He was false imprisoned.
No.
You sent him to hell in the bad circumstances. He was right.
When Tua was a Pro Bowler,
Chris Sims was going to
I'm not defending Chris Sims. I'm just saying, wait, if these are the reasons why you threw him in hell,
right,
and those reasons were not accurate, then you should be the one holding the door out saying, I'm sorry. You were right.
No, I'm not going to say sorry. I'm not going to say sorry. No way.
Wait, so
he got lucky. Tua's
so is he getting lucky now? Is he being lucky now?
I don't know. Now you're seeing my dilemma right now.
No, he's 1 for 1. But I got to tell you, Tobin, this is where you get a little iffy and wishy-washy, because depending on who it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, you can't decide what to do with Chris Sims, even though he was right.
Mm-hmm.
And you could say eventually or whatever.
Right.
But you're willing to call John Moran a changed person.
No, I say we should just give him a chance.
And he hasn't done anything.
Oh, that's not true, dude. That's not true.
He has done nothing of substance to show you that he's not that same person. Whereas Chris Sims, everything that he's done or he said about Tua was accurate.
He got lucky. Tua got a concussion. He got lucky, dude. It's a lucky take.
So you're hoping that John Moran gets lucky too?
No, I'm not saying that John Morant gets lucky. I think John Morant has changed. I mean, he went from a gun celebration. Well, he went from a gun celebration to a grenade. Like, he changed. It's different.
It's not any better. That's, if anything, worse.
It's a great celebration.
Causes more destruction.
It's a great celebration.
I'm looking back 7 years on young Leroy, right? And I can see some of the same things. You're argumentative. You like to make your points. You throw a little zinger in there every now and then. Appreciate it. Don't fight this. Okay. I used to SJ. I used to fight it till the death. Right?
You still fight it.
I'm trying to help her.
Exactly.
I'm a lost cause already.
Still fight it.
I'm a lost cause already.
Right. RLR says it right. If Sims had said that Tua would eventually fall off, he would be right. But he said he was bad at the time when he was playing good, which means that's why he went to hell.
You're being a semantic.
Has a point.
I'm not being a semantic.
Has a point.
Hey, boy, that sounds like a
semantic samurai.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Look, I'm not saying I dislike what he's saying. I obviously like saying that somebody has superstar throws who plays for the Dolphins.
So the only way
I feel about it.
The only way people can not feel like Tobin's going to throw him in hell, which how he got that ability is amazing.
Oh, I can tell you.
Right. Let's start there. Let's start there. Right. But now you're determining that, oh, yeah, I believe this part of it. So
I don't
you see
know
where I'm
that
going there? You only believe the positive stuff.
Well, I'm not saying that I believe it. I keep telling you I'm conflicted. I don't know how to feel about it. I think I've made that clear. I don't know how to be. Like, if it was, I would be a phony if I was like, wow, did you hear what our boy Chris Sims said?
You kind of did. You
I
kind of did.
acknowledge. No. I acknowledge the
He
past
never said
baggage
our boy.
and his transgressions, which may have been accurate, but they were transgressions nonetheless.
You said everything else, but you didn't go full.
It would be like if JJ Redick said that Kasparas Yakachonis was going to be Luka Doncic, and I'd be like, I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, it's JJ Redick. I mean, he's got, I guess, credibility, but he's also podcast boy. You know, so if he told me that Yakachonis was going to be Luka Doncic, I don't know how I would take that. I'm a little torn.
You should be torn. I think
a little torn.
I think everybody who's talked about Malik Willis has said the same thing. He possessed a lot of the skills to be a successful quarterback. We haven't seen enough of it. Now, the thing that I like about the guys that brought him in who have seen him, they would have a better idea or indication of what to do with him on a football field so that he is in the best position to succeed more than any other two people. So from that standpoint, he has that working for him. But in the end, you just need to see more of the good things that he's done because it is a small sample size. What is this, his fourth year? Maybe even more.
Not positive.
It might even be his fifth year. So
Dade South says, just say a broken clock is right once in a while and keep it moving. Yeah, but here's the thing, though, dude. This clock was only right because somebody got CTE. That's it.
Dude, there was nobody holding the door open for Tua to walk out more than you. In fact, you wanted him to cut bait sooner.
That's not true. Now you're saying untrue things. I won't let you do that.
And what did you say about Tua?
I think Tua's gonna have a good year.
No. What did you say when we were talking about whether they should get rid of Tua? You were saying just cut bait.
No, you had to do it.
Okay.
You had to do it.
Okay.
You
That's
had
what
to
I
do
said.
it. But I would say you kicked him out the door faster than I did.
No, I want to know.
Yeah,
listen,
I think so.
I looked at the issues and I identified what the problems were. And there's certain problems that you have in this sport that I don't know if you can turn that around.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You just don't. So, yeah, I didn't throw him out. I was very positive about Tua. I know the skills that he possesses and the things that he can do that a lot of quarterbacks cannot do. Okay? That much of it I know. However, mentally, he's not strong enough to play quarterback. I mean, some of the things he was saying, when you think of some of your better quarterbacks or your starting quarterbacks, they wouldn't even.
No, he's gotten like a boob last year. No, it was ridiculous. He
right.
Bringing on the controversy that he did, that led into it too. But
right,
you know, I mean, Chris,
but if you're a person that only feeds on positivity, then you have to be positive all the time because you don't want that coming back at you.
Right. Like you don't want to tell like Dora the Explorer, you know, you don't want to be like, oh, she can go to hell. Like who would do that? Telling her to go to hell. You know, she's a positive person.
Jennifer quite literally did that.
You literally
Jennifer did what?
She
told
was
Dora to go to hell.
I did.
Like, at least we picking on people. You picking on a damn cartoon.
I don't regret it.
We'll take a break. But first, if you guys want to go see George Lopez, the great George Lopez is coming to Hard Rock Live on June 11th. If you guys want to win tickets, caller number. What do you want to do, Jennifer? What caller number?
3.
Caller 3 to 305-567-0560. Caller 3 to 305-567-0560. D Sizzle says J Fig's dressed like she's about to play a rec softball game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man up. Caller 3 to 305-567-0560 will win a pair of tickets to see George Lopez at Hard Rock Live on June 11th. If you can't wait to win, you can purchase your tickets at casino.hardrock.com/Hollywood. But caller 3 wins a pair of tickets to see George Lopez at the Hard Rock on June 11th. 305-567-0560. Caller 3 wins the tickets. Welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you. We'll play a little Rats Off a Ship coming up later on this hour. And you might have to grab your flippers, dude. De'Von Achane, a couple of things here. De'Von Achane spoke to the media today after the OTAs. And this is from David Furonis, a tweet that says, De'Von Achane says his shoulder is fine. So anybody worried about his shoulder, he says, don't be worried. He's cool, baby. He's cool. Leroy's muted. I don't know if he did it. I don't know who did it, but he's muted.
It's May.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
It's one.
Anybody who thinks, oh my goodness.
They just want to make sure everybody's all right, baby. You know what I'm saying?
It's May. Who cares?
It's OTAs.
Can I ask you, why are you going out of your way today?
I don't know.
And why and just out of curiosity, I'm gonna just throw this out there into Leroy. Continue to say that wasn't me. I don't unmute me.
That was me.
Okay.
I normally wait till
Technological snafu.
So why does it matter if a player is injured or practicing in OTAs in May? You're closer to last year's season than you are the new season.
Is he right about that?
And so, like, so are we determining that after 7 months of beating the brakes off each other, that when May comes around, you're not supposed to have no boo-boos? You're just supposed to be 100% healthy doing OTAs. Stop it.
June.
You guys sound like clowns.
July. August. September. It's 4. If you go backwards. May.
February.
April. No, we're closer to the season, dude. You're wrong.
I said that. We're closer to the previous season than we are the new one.
No, wrong. We're close to the new one.
No, we're not. Stop.
Incorrect.
Stop.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Only for the Super Bowl team, not for the Dolphins.
Okay. All right.
Close, but not.
Again, why is
why can't
so
let people
stupid.
enjoy? Let people enjoy it. You know, we don't have much as Dolphins fans. We have a new regime. We have a new quarterback. Why can't we just have a little fun?
Listen. You misunderstand. And here's what I like. I love the way you misunderstand what I'm saying. Right? I don't say nothing about. I just tell you, break down OTAs and tell you what you can get accomplished. I spent 15 minutes doing that earlier today. Right? So I didn't take that away from you. Okay? What I am saying, though, is you just gave a running back $45 million. If he's not ready at the end of May, we're still going to be okay. Stop everybody start asking about the health of Achane in May. There's a bunch of guys that are banged up and just taking it slow.
Nothing wrong with a little clarity.
Football is hard.
There's just some questions that you have to ask.
No, you don't. Not in May. Not about injuries in May. Hey, is Achane practicing today? No. Okay, see ya. Is he going to be ready for the start of the season? 3 months away, probably.
Feels like you're lashing out.
I am.
I don't know why you're so angry.
Are you not?
Because Brittany,
why are you?
Here, can I tell you? Because football is already hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
What these guys have to go through and learn is already hard enough. We ask some of the dumbest questions at the dumbest times, and it drives me crazy. Why isn't Achane doing OTAs? Well, buddy,
but like
we
in
just
your
gave
world,
him $45 million, and we want to guarantee that he's healthy for the season, not May.
Can I ask you something? This is why you're eating mashed potatoes right now.
Why?
Why are you bothered by somebody asking, "Hey, Achane, how you feeling?" Like, is that like he's not practicing?
That's not.
Why can't they ask that? Like, why is that a problem? I don't understand why that bothers you.
Again,
very strange.
See, and then what you do is, after I get pissed off, you try to soften the blow.
I'm not softening the blow.
There's been 5 questions about Achane's health in the last 2 days.
Dude, first of all, it hasn't been 2 days because they've only spoken today. I don't know if this show has felt like 2 days.
Did they not ask the coach?
That was today.
Okay. So
it was today.
Today hasn't been a very long day for you, Leroy.
Yeah. All right.
It's day 2 of OTAs. I can understand. It's a little, you're getting used to the South Florida the South Florida heat. And OTAs are a grind. That's how you
this is not true. Leroy is also the guy who will use a guy being injured during OTAs as an excuse for him having a bad. That is not true at all.
Listen.
Nope.
Let's get to somebody who's really an excuse machine, and that is the horny Mike Vrabel, who is also dealing with his own OTAs and sowing his wild OTAs.
You were relentless.
Listen, wait, Brittany, did I not tell you in the first 10 minutes of the show where this was going? His point of emphasis today is OTAs.
I continue to go back to the Greg Dulcich 20-minute conversation that we had. Like,
it was a great conversation.
Talk about his hair again. How about that?
Was it a great conversation?
Hold on. Greg Dulcich has been disrespected by a defunct sports brand, SB Nation, saying that he is part of the worst tight end room in all of football. We must stand for our very handsomely haired man.
Do you realize how ridiculous that sentence sounded?
That's why he's laughing.
No.
Right.
No.
You know what? The funniest thing is sometimes you say stupid stuff and you can't even contain yourself. How you want us to respond?
I'm contained.
You're not contained.
I'm very
contained. You're losing it every time you say
very
that.
Contained man.
I'm very contained.
No, you're not.
I'll save horny Mike Vrabel for Rats Off the Ship. We'll take a break. Back after this. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy. Time to get to our favorite Wednesday game, Rats Off a Ship. Before we get to that, I want to let you know, cigar lovers, we got your chance to win sold-out VIP tickets to Drew Estate's Florida Barn Smoker this November. Throughout the day, you'll enjoy premium and VIP cigars, curated food, beverage experiences, food trucks, drinks, and more. To enter, text the word Barn Smoker to 20357, BARNSMOKER, Barn Smoker. Text that to 20357. Must be 21 plus to enter and attend. Valid ID required at event registration. Text Barn Smoker to 20357. Jennifer, what do we have today for Rats Off a Ship?
Would you like to hear from a horny Mike Vrabel?
I would. Anytime that he has to get up. Yeah, anytime he has to get up there yammering, I'm all for it. All right, this was Mike Vrabel today at his OTAs, talking about sowing his wild OTAs.
Stop saying that.
Stop it.
Last time we talked to you, you apologized for the distraction.
Sure.
And you talked about the team being one of the things you were apologizing to. How do you feel like you've been able to mitigate, if not completely erase that distraction?
Well, I mean, again, with that, we all have to deal with things, outside of here. And my focus and obviously the excitement that I have for coaching is what is most important right now. And this is a great opportunity. The spring, we don't have to worry about opponents. We don't have to worry about, our schedule is pretty much the same. The players just has a routine and each and every day in the spring is similar. But it's just about teaching. It's about teaching these guys the scheme. We talked about having some enhancements offensively and defensively and special teams of stuff that we did well, but that we'll have to, either dress up or modify slightly. So that's what the spring's time is about. And that's really all we know, is being able to coach these guys and to teach them, help them do their job. This is the time in the spring where they can focus on, not only conditioning, but
how do you work on your conditioning?
So
when a man goes off rambling like that,
yes, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Boy, please, -1.
He immediately said
-1.
Now, I'm going to give you the football answer for this. Because a coach, any coach, will be the first, if a player gets in trouble, to say we don't need those distractions. Right?
Yeah. 100%.
Until said coach or a coach creates a distraction, and then he wants to say, we all have stuff outside of football.
How do I stop being horny? There's so much football going on. I can't stop being, I can stop for a little bit because I'm focused on the football, not the horniness. So I'm focused on football. It's like, oh, thanks, Mike. Great. Rats off a ship. Anything that he has to say is nonsense.
Rats off a ship.
I'm definitely rats off a ship because one,
rats off a ship.
He is a distraction. And two,
it's unbelievable.
The people that are hurt are not Mike Vrabel. It's everybody else. So he'll be able to move on with his life.
Maybe.
He will. If he was 3-13, if he was 3-14, not so much.
Morrell just struck out to end the inning. Shocker. Give him a day.
Dude.
Offense was going so well.
If all the things in sports, we get updates on Morrell every day.
I mean, my Wi-Fi just crapped out, but it hung on long enough to watch him whiffing on that slider.
Your Wi-Fi said, "Hang on."
That's why you get first thing Otis all day.
Yeah.
Where are your rats, Jennifer?
Listen, I checked out the second he said we all have things outside of this.
We all got distractions, some worse than others, but it's about the football.
Sure it is.
It's about the
Minus
football.
and rats off the ship.
Brittany?
Yeah, like I rats off a ship. There's nothing he can say at this point. He just needs to stop talking.
We can't.
I know
That's
he
the
can, but I
job.
wish he could. I still can't believe he's still a coach.
Anybody got questions?
Oh no, yes you can.
No, you're right. I can believe.
Yes, you can.
It's the NFL at the end of the day.
No, he went to the Super Bowl. That's why he's still the coach.
Why is there? Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah, if he was Cam Cameron, he'd be fired.
If he was 3-14, he would not be the coach.
What's number 2, Jennifer?
He teased you going over there to the Super Bowl, and look at him.
Look at him.
Didn't make it through.
Been a horn dog this whole time.
I'll stop. Okay, number 2, we have the Thunder finishing off the Spurs tomorrow.
Rats off a ship. I think this is a 7-game series. I don't think they finish him off tomorrow. I think Wemby having that much of a stinker, there's no way he has 2 stinkers in a row like that. Maybe they beat him in 7, but not tomorrow. I'm rats off a ship on that.
I think they close it out.
Really?
The one thing that I would say about OKC is they're poised, extremely poised for being as young as they are. They don't go the path of everybody else. When it's time to turn it on, they turn it on. And I think that if you look at game to game to game, Wemby started off strong and he slightly fell off a little bit each game as far as his abilities around the basket. He's picked spots, his jump shot, he's just it just looks like he's tiring out. And so I think that all that bumping, all that pushing around, the grabbing is kind of catching up to him.
Jennifer, where are your rats on the Thunder closing it out tomorrow?
I'm rats off a ship, but I will say when Leroy said that they're very poised, all I thought about was this.
That's what Wemby was doing in the offseason.
Yep.
True.
Shaolin Monk. I'll tell you what they didn't have, though. He didn't have that zen when he dipped on the media last night.
Nope.
Brittany, who are your rats?
So actually, I'm not rats off a ship upon further review. At the end of that game last night, the Spurs just looked so dejected.
Yeah.
So worried about the calls that were being made, whether I agree with them or not. I just feel like their inexperience and their youth really showed at the end of last night's game, because they were still in that game in the fourth quarter, but they allowed their frustrations to get the better of them. So I feel like if they don't get off to a hot start tomorrow, OKC could pummel them.
Make it ugly.
Yeah, they can make it ugly.
Did Scott Foster referee last night? Well, no.
He did not.
Well, maybe Scott Foster, they bring in the extender for game 6. That's what Scott Foster does. Number 3, Jennifer.
We have Lane Kiffin saying he would have had Ole Miss in the national title if he didn't leave for LSU.
Okay. First of all, the Rats couldn't be the Rats are so off a ship that they got off the ship, climbed back on the ship, and then did backflips back off the ship. Okay. Lane Kiffin, shut the hell up. First of all, you wouldn't have had them in the national championship. In fact, I would venture to say the ass kicking would have been worse, okay? Because you would have been so distracted by all this LSU nonsense that it would have been even a worse circus and a worse ass kicking delivered. In anything, you have to give Ole Miss credit for even making it a game and making it a competitive, because they probably rat around of your horn dog ass going off to LSU. So I couldn't be more rats off a ship. What are we, the hypothetical wizards over here, Lane Kiffin? Shut the hell up, dude.
I'm rats off a ship. I don't.
Rats off a ship.
I'm not a big fan of what ifs and if I would have did this and we would have done this. And no, you are where your feet are, and just deal with that.
Jennifer?
I'm going to hold my comments to myself after you said that, Leroy, but I'm also rats off a ship.
Oh, so you don't do the show. You just look for little side notes.
No, you said something about feet and toes, and I was trying to withhold myself from saying anything.
She's trying to show some restraint.
Yeah, she was being kind to you.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. It's funny how kind. Is it really being kind if the other three of you knuckleheads are laughing? Because you all get the joke without nobody having to say it?
Not the sorry.
Why are you saying sorry? He's been really mean to you today.
Not me.
The Dolphins got OTAs.
That's a terrible thing to say.
Leroy's got Totas.
Leroy's laughing.
He is laughing because he knows it's funny.
You guys are my friends.
We love you so much.
So dearly.
Fade
We
south.
love you so dearly.
Totus red. When the nights. Master Toda. Leroy's toes are on a 24/7 Oklahoma drill. Oh boy.
Where are
Come
your
on.
rats, Brittany?
Oh, Lane Kiffin, shut the hell up, please.
Rats off a ship.
He's right there with Mike Vrabel.
He's
Shut up.
right there. Just shut your mouth.
And with Dora. Shut up.
You know what's funny? Coaches get mad at players when they finally get their payday or their comeuppance, right? About not of staying humble, right? Coaches will always say that. He's going to be the same guy he's always been or whatever. Why when coaches get paid or go to a new school or something, they lose their damn mind?
It's really crazy. Like they don't know how to behave like normal.
They're
people.
not humble. Coaches are not humble.
No, they're not. Crazy, dude. Give us one more, Jennifer.
So we have Bad Bunny apparently voicing pizza with sunglasses in the new Toy Story 5.
I'm rats off a ship, but not because of Bad Bunny. Like I hope he gets all the opportunities. It's just like
Toy Story 5.
Enough of the Toy Stories. Dude.
Rats
Like,
off a ship.
now it's Toy Stories versus technology. Like, didn't they do this bit already? I feel like this was done already. Like, wasn't that the whole bit when the original Toy Story, when it was Woody versus a fancy toy in Buzz Lightyear? You just retreading the same idea, except it's tablet time instead of Buzz Lightyear. Rats off a ship. Pack it up, Toy Story.
I'm not rats off a ship. Like we go to the well a lot here.
They
right?
certainly do.
It'll make a lot of money, right? Because people like it.
Love the
Brittany,
toys.
How dare you?
It's really funny.
I'm not saying it.
I'll say it. Leroy got casted in Toy Story.
That would make a lot of money.
Really? Yeah, I'm not gonna say it, but I'm gonna comment on somebody else saying it. You're just as guilty.
I think he was singing something. What was it?
Yeah, sing it.
You got a friend in feet.
What?
We couldn't even get through it.
Is this sponsored by Feet Finder?
Oh, just
man.
Get up, funny girl. Yeah, get up.
Date South, toe infinity and beyond.
Brittany can't breathe. She's laughing so hard.
I forget whose turn it was.
I think it was me.
It was J6 too.
I'm not rats off a ship. I feel like he would act more character. And I like Bad Bunny when he acts. I think he's funny. And I honestly thought that we were past number 5. I feel like there was so much more.
Because they've gone to this well enough, you know.
I thought like 10 years ago we were on 5.
I'm kind of surprised that they haven't been sold for like, cash on eBay. Brittany, your rats?
Oh, I'm never rats off a ship when it comes to Disney and Bad Bunny.
Wow.
You'll never get me there.
Fair enough.
And Benito.
Oh man, what a show, everybody. What a show. That one's for the books. Well, what can you say? Marlins.
I seem like that I've been the brunt of all of this.
No, I made fun of Tobin earlier.
Yeah.
I don't remember because I've been under that heat. I'm in the corner taking body blows.
Don't worry. In about a minute, you'll hear it again.
Yeah. Okay. That's how you know we're a fair and balanced show.
Really? It didn't seem like it was fair at all. Jennifer only comes on to the show when it's time to giggle at me.
You always do this. This is why I go out.
What?
I've been here. Okay? I've been here.
No, I know you've been here. I'm talking about coming on the screen.
Yeah, with
your first act. Your first act is to giggle, laugh at.
So you want me to be serious?
Have you heard from Jenny Finch lately?
Huh?
What?
Have you heard from what?
I was wondering if Jennifer heard from Jenny Finch lately. It's a softball reference. It doesn't matter. I'll take my minus one.
Yeah.
She's very famous though. So.
Yes.
No.
She threw some heat.
Heat, dude.
-1.
That's a show. Talk to you rascals tomorrow. I'll move to Utah.
Stop it.
And, OTAs are a grind.
Who's the grumpy old troll?
You.
No.
She's smart. She has a lot of ropes.
Yeah.
They're called cords.
I didn't have any of those.
Well, clearly.
I'll see y'all when I see y'all.